Welcome back to what do we call it? Hopeful for the Dawn. This is a Candela Obscura story. This is session 2. Session 1 was a while ago. We had a miss, and then we had the Jonah one shot, which I believe went extremely well. And
Misogyny!
Good job.
What?
No. Oh, Jonah.
that's we don't cheer that.
You
That's
ruined
not
I
what we
was
do.
just about to praise you, and then you
Absolutely.
go and ruin it.
So a quick description of what he means by that, so we are not. Jonah, I'm the one who's supposed to be canceled. You don't do that. Me. I am the one.
Misogyny.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
in that game, I was playing a female wizard who was staying back and attacking, but I also hit him with a spell from my this is a good sharp angle too right here. From my book Gathering Magic,
Hey.
Mystical Archives, available on DM's Guild if you play D&D. That's not what we're playing though. And then I cast Banefire at him after amplifying the magic, and it dealt like a shit ton of damage. So he's like, I gotta kill her. And so I tried to stand next to another character that was a female in the party. And so when he started attacking both of us, I said that he was being misogynistic.
And
But-
almost killed both of us, too.
Yeah.
He did kill him, technically.
Yeah, well, no, he
Well, knocked him
knocked
into
out.
paste, but
Dying.
he got better.
Twilight cleric for the win.
Right, indeed.
Yeah.
The healing was
Broke ass
awesome.
cleric. I
Swooped
cast
in
one
there.
spell, 80 HP.
Back to full
Boom.
health.
Back on target.
Let's go.
Sorry, it is really good to.
Fucking
but-
teleporting magic assholes.
Damn it, Fox. The folks here in this game, we in our session 0, we committed to the name for the group, the Circle of the Watchful Eye, and they, after a event that happened at a fair, a new fair, were called by the Candela Obscura, the organization, to investigate the matter. They did. Fortunately, there were some people who were already at the location when it happened, so there were a lot of details that they kind of already had. Once they arrived on the scene of the crime the next morning and also kind of investigated a bit, they learned that it appears that the dress that she was wearing was very bad. It was definitely kind of emitting. What's the signal stuff called in this game when it's bad? My brain's dumb.
Bleed.
Bleed.
Bleed, I believe.
Bleed, yes,
Scar.
bleed, correct.
Yeah. And then
So-
there's the scars.
Bleed was coming over from the dress, and also inside the packaging that the dress was shipped in. It's presumed that she put on the dress, it started to be painful when she was on stage, and then it did what it did, consuming all of her flesh, as dresses want to do, especially the fluffy ones. You don't want the fluffy dresses. Then, after they found the information that kind of made them understand that the dress was the problem, they also found the shipping label for the dress itself. And that's this. And it basically told them on it that they are coming out of a corporation called Radiance Corporation. And their location is in a town called Mordant Springs in Bridleborn, which would refer to kind of the Bridleborn Mountains or beyond them. And they were able to catch a train that was heading that way, the evening train. In addition to them getting on the train, there's also a journalist who got on there, whose name is right at the top of my head. But this is obviously a ploy to try and get you to remember.
I didn't talk to him.
Booker Davis is his
Yeah.
name.
Good call. And also a group of individuals, I think it was 2, as I mentioned, individuals who appear to be employees of Radiance Corporation, and were basically kind of around the problem area during their investigation, who were kind of just being
Big
big
tough
and intimidating. Yeah. But on the train, we haven't really gotten too deep into it. I will say that As I described before, the train is expected to go overnight, so the train cars have been set up for that kind of travel. Your tickets include a very small kind of booth slash sleeping area that can be closed, but they're each personal, individual spaces. And you're also allowed access to kind of a dining car slash bar car. In the bar car, we had discussions. Stuff was being talked about there. I don't remember the details of which, but I'm hopeful that everybody kind of has the thrust of what they were talking about there.
We were talking about Javier's character having hurt himself because he touched the dress piece.
Correct.
And
Nicholas was telling us about like the AVP predator monster. Otherworldly creature with venom and stealth abilities. And
yes, because
it sounded awful.
researched it. Yeah, it sounded real bad. Real big bad.
Yeah. So the creature in question, do you remember the name of it, Jonah, or no?
I don't think you gave us a name.
I kind of mentioned what it was called.
I missed it, but I did have written down, are they farming the beast that produced the venom? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I got primordial predator.
Correct.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Oh, that's the name. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So names for monsters aren't going to be some kind of instead of an illithid, you'll have a term that's mind flayer, right? This is the kind of naming paradigm for the Obscura. Can you find a more detailed name for the creature? Sure. But to, instead of create an obfuscation for the people who are not as, needless to say, engaged with the old fair knowledge, they typically just kind of give it a name that gives the person who hears the name an indicator as to what you're dealing with. Primordial means it's ancient and potent, and predator, means it's the predator from the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
To the chopper.
Yes, that is correct. We do need to get. Why are you typing so loud?
Jonah, your poor
Am I?
keyboard.
Get to the train.
I'm not. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait.
You seen that gif of the cat? Just banging on the keyboard? That's what I pictured.
Sweet
It's okay.
sense.
That used to be me, and then Cat got mad at me, so I didn't buy a new keyboard.
Yeah.
Got that clicky clacky
Rough.
keyboard.
That was the worst.
Anyway,
Push to talk cause sucks.
so kind of engaging the scene there again before sleep time. There aren't really any other people in the car, as I mentioned. Is there anything that you're wanting to kind of talk about further, kind of elucidate further? Because again, you're on your way there. You have the notes that you have. Just if there's anything you'd like to discuss.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry.
There's no one else in the car, no.
I think that we had most of our discussions last game on it. And we didn't, I don't think we wanted to talk to the toughs who we know are on the train, but not in our car, I believe.
All right.
Weren't very forthcoming in the first place last time that you tried to talk to them.
Right.
I think we were avoiding them.
Yes,
were,
I actually do think
absolutely.
that's it. Because, yeah, you saw them and pointed
Chat
them out,
where
but
I
we
could
were like,
watch them, but they
yeah.
wouldn't see me. Yeah.
that's right.
When
And
you...
then-
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, and I was just going to mention that Nicholas gave me ritual when we first got on there as well.
Yes.
I wrote that down.
So, in the morning, when you kind of sleep, there's a bit of a commotion in the early portion of the morning in the train. You haven't quite stopped where you're supposed to be going yet, but there's a bit of a commotion that's kind of strange. A couple of attendants kind of pass through the car that you're in, moving towards the back, and what you'll notice is that they seem to be carrying what looks like a bag that's a bit larger than your just standard kind of burlap sack. Taking it towards the back of the train.
So,
Huh?
You said
Sus.
sus.
Yeah, again, they're just regular, train folk. Train operator, looks like, kind of an engineer type, is one of the people that's kind of heading back with a couple of, it's like a bartender and a ticket taker.
Mm.
Does it look like a medical bag?
It looks like a burlap sack. Yeah.
Does it look like it has anything like super bulky in it?
No.
Do they appear to be in a hurry?
Yeah.
And is it just one person carrying the sack, or is it taking them all to carry this sack?
It's the engineer who has the sack. The other two are kind of, it looks like the bartender's kind of in the back, kind of almost poised to kind of, direct people away from it, but doesn't really have to because no one's getting in the way or asking questions. And then the ticket taker is the one in front. Seems to be keyring in hand, getting ready to unlock something towards the back of the train.
I want to grab the bartender as he passes by.
Huh? Let go of me.
Hey, what time's the bar open?
I don't have time for this. I'm sorry. He walks away.
I ain't got time for this.
I ain't got time for this.
Well, you accosted him.
He's just trying to do his
He's trying to do his
job.
job. He's the bartender. Hey, bartender.
Is the bar cart?
They like grab him, man. Like,
It's
just, like,
the bar
like
cart
swat him as they walk
You
by.
said grab. If you said stop, I would have been like, okay. Not like.
Yeah, just grab him. Hey, you! What's here?
Holy shit!
No!
And all three of them pull out guns, drop the bag, and then start.
That's just
Gunfight.
how he communicates, okay? For someone who's known him for a while, that's how he communicates.
It's just assault. It's just a little assault.
It's just a
Just
small
a
assault.
tiny bit.
I'll show
It's
you
no
the
big
salt.
deal. But if there's no other attempts to stop them, they're gone for about 30 minutes, and then they kind of stroll back through the car, quiet, somber, and kind of looking at everybody suspiciously and strangely.
With or without the bag.
No bag.
Any green stuff on him?
Ooh, do our bleed, can we use a bleed detector to kind of
Oh,
nonchalantly,
you wanna
hiddenly
If you want to whip it
bleed
out,
detect them?
yeah.
Okay. And do we detect anything with said bleed detector?
Um,
Like, yeah, how high does my EMF thing go up?
I would say not really.
Okay.
Mm.
Like, not really as in, not at all? Or,
Not at all.
there's some... Okay.
There's kind of presumed vestigial bleed from, being
So,
in the Bridleborn Mountains, but
EMF 1.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
but there really isn't. They're not emanating anything. It doesn't look like anything on them.
But
Okay.
that
Well,
looks
that's
sus.
good.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
looking
that's
at us
good.
suspiciously. What?
Is
Um,
the bar cart open?
So deep in the Bridleborn Mountains, if there's what's that?
Is the bar cart open?
Yeah.
The bartender has returned to his post.
So just so you know, they've kind of got a latticing cage that locks to kind of block anybody from kind of sneaking alcohol out of the bar, and also to secure it while the train's in motion.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just
Are
making
you
sure.
trying to say something,
But
sir? I would never.
Slippery fingers.
I would never have stolen your alcohol. But I did steal this key to the cage. The alcohol.
you know what? That's sassy enough for me to allow it to happen.
That's what he snatched when he grabbed the guy walking by
Hey.
asking if he was there.
God damn it.
He's just over there drinking a
Indeed.
bottle of bourbon. Fucking
Dude
guys
goes
was there
back
like-
like, oh.
So
the keys on the bar, like
deep in the Bridleborn Mountains, as far as the rail will take you, lies the town of Morden Springs. A massive factory looms along the Bitter River, and the sounds of explosives shake nearby cliffs. This is a company town, a place where the Radiance Corporation pays the workers in a currency that they can only spend at the company store. Settlers who lived on this land sold mineral rights to the corporation and are now working to afford the opportunity to continue living on their own small farms in their family homes. The people here are hard of head and hand, but soft of heart for members of their community.
So not
And
us.
16 tons of number 9.
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry.
Does
So
anybody
we're-
want to investigate this back creepy car that they were?
Well, once the train kind of comes to the station, they're basically going to be muscling you off. So,
Oh.
Damn.
Missed opportunity. Okay.
and this wouldn't have been very long after the event, so, or at least you realizing something's happening. So, do you want to try for something? And if so, what is it? It's got to be a quick idea. Intentionally so.
It was just in
Run
the
back
back
there.
car.
Eh?
It was in the back car to this,
And presumably required a key.
right?
But is this car like one that has bunks in it as well, or is this like a storage car or something?
You have no idea because you haven't opened it.
Oh,
You know, the cars
Okay.
the cars beyond a certain point you can't get to, right? So it'll say keep out, and it'll have like kind of like a rope kind of in front of it.
Authorized personnel only.
Right, and then it looks like it has a very nice looking like key lock.
How often can I use my forbidden ritual?
What does it say?
Okay.
When you use this ritual, immediately take a bleed scar. Yeah, so obviously until you die,
That's fair. That's fair.
I think that's the limiter.
Alright.
Use the environment, conjure a phenomena, or save a dying person. Sir, please note. Please no phenomena. No summoning goes to the train car, please.
so I guess short of trying to kick in the door, which would cause a lot of commotion, we probably don't have time to investigate
me see.
said car.
I can pick a lock.
Okay, we'll
I
go
just need
try.
you to distract the bartender.
Well, if he's all the way up here in the car, I mean, I'll kind of keep a lookout for you, but run back there and see if you can crack it open real fast before they kick us off this train.
Okay. Sneak back to the train car.
Okay. So I want you to do me a favor, Alan. I want you to make a hide roll.
How do I add a gilded die?
Little
It
diamond
should
on the
ask-
left.
It should ask if you have the little blue
There we go.
diamond.
Wait, why do you have two gilded dice?
Because I have specialty born in shadows. When attempting to avoid security or detection, gild an additional hide die.
Six is a success. So when you make your way back, the car before that I mentioned, it does appear that there is someone present there that most people, like on kind of just a glance down the car, wouldn't have noticed. They seem to be kind of behind a small divider wall on the far side, kind of seated on a small little booth area. As you approach, you kind of stop and realize that the table in front of them is just long enough that if you kind of crouch down low enough and kind of maneuver slowly, kind of duck walking, you can make it to the far side, to the door, without them seeing you. And as they're kind of like close to it, your check is a success, so it's also a part of you being quiet enough to kind of maneuver to the lock and pick it. The lock looks complicated, but you very quickly realize it's not. Are thieves' tools or lockpicks like a tool that you have to pop
Yes,
out?
it's a burglary equipment.
Okay, so that's a tool that you've used for, so you now have that for this um, mission. So
It's in the bag I went and got. Haha.
pop it
Nice,
open.
good job.
Door opens. Inside, you see a number of shipping containers. The shipping containers in question look similar to the shipping crate that you saw inside of her green room. However, it does look like to you that there has been an effort to rejoin the lid to the top. So you can see that there are kind of twisted nails that have been pulled out, and they attempted to put them back in. But anybody who's used nails before, you know that sometimes when you kind of extract a nail, that nail kind of is softened just by, the hammering, and doesn't go back into the hole as well as you'd like. So it does look like efforts were made to kind of put in new nails and the like. They all look like they've been resealed. And they all have return shipping labels, in addition to the kind of scratched out Radiance Corporation logos that you saw, the shipping label that you saw on the original crate. You'd also see that on one of those crates there's a bag. The bag looks just like the burlap sack that you saw before. It's got like a red print stamp of the Radiance Corporation's logo on it. So it's just like a burlap sack, something you put like grains or like powder or something like that into.
Potatoes.
Yeah.
I was
I
thinking
wanna
potatoes
look
as
in
well.
the What's in the sack? Is it potatoes?
So if you kind of
Or
reach
Gwyneth
for it and
Paltrow's
kind of
head.
maneuver it, you recognize the telltale sign of bones maneuvering inside of it. However, there's kind of like a slurpy sound to it. So when you kind of open up the bag and kind of peer inside, you can see that there are wet, damp clothing that looks like something a gentleman would wear. Bones and viscera inside the bag. And it looks like on the interior of the bag there's some sort of lining, which to you makes you understand why it's not like seeping all over the place.
Oh, goody. Victim number 2.
It's like a leather lining.
Yay.
Another person melted. Let's just take that.
I
Put that
love
back
that
over
we
there.
put them in a bag. That's like fantastic.
They gotta hide the evidence.
Okay.
Damn, I should have brought the camera.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
do you
yeah.
have your bleed detector out for confirmation?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
There's no need for the detector. You're pretty certain that this
I
person,
can see
based
the
on the
slush.
It's green. It's
Well,
I can
glowing.
see
the-
It's
the
the
glowing
gross.
clothing.
the bones have a bit of a
viscera.
glow
It
to
looks
them, yeah.
exactly like the lady, except for it's in a baggie.
All right.
It's in a baggie.
We have our takeout, lady.
This one's the DoorDash.
That was
Somebody,
the door.
somebody
Or
order a,
Grubhub,
somebody
I mean,
order a
whatever.
gentleman slushy.
Whatever you want, right? Whatever you want. Grubhub,
Draw
DoorDash,
it.
whatever you prefer.
Have
you
it
know?
your way.
Right. If your way is a sloppy mess of a person left inside of a fucking bag, then yeah, you got it.
no.
But do you have any questions about what you're seeing here, Alan? Or is there anything that you're kind of focused on or want to try and pay attention to here? Or are you just going to head back? Or are you taking the bag?
Bag. Why would I take the bag?
I'm just giving you all the options that are on the
Shut
table,
up.
man.
I mean,
I would've
that's
taken the
not
bag.
conspicuous at all. Let me just try to walk around with a bone slushy in my pocket.
For
Take the bag.
Sure.
Take the bag.
No, I'm
I'm
just giving you all
stealthy,
the
but I
options
ain't
that are
that
on the
stealthy.
table. Whatever you want. There is another door on the far side. Looks like this isn't the furthest back car. However, that one looks like it's a vault safe door on the opposite side of a normal
I'm
glass
kind
panel.
of tempted to pull out the guy and see if he's got ID on his what's left of his body.
So,
But I don't want to touch it, so
Yeah.
just put it back on.
if you kind of like peer at it and are kind of wondering who it was, there is a skill that I want you to roll,
Oh lordy.
and it is focus.
4.
Nope. Oh well.
Mixed success.
Okay. So you do recognize the clothing.
Oh no, it was the reporter, wasn't it?
It definitely looks like it was the leader of the Toughs.
Oh.
Oh, hey, Jimbo. You
But
look a little rough today.
as you are looking in the
Photon
bag,
anymore.
kind of like this, inspecting the clothing, there's a start that happens. You can hear that something behind you has moved. And I've explained the setup and the scenario of the space, keeping in mind you're kind of holding the bag open, and you can hear that this motion is from the guy who's just outside that door. What would you do in this situation?
I hear him coming in the door is what I hear.
Basically, the door is being jostled.
Okay, I'm gonna first of all drop the bag. Oh, it fell off the thing. Oh no.
Okay,
And I'm gonna
perfect.
try and jump behind a crate.
That's exactly what I wanted from you, because when you drop the bag, bones fly out of it, and one of them hits your soft leg, and you feel a sharp pain just suddenly overtake your leg. As you dart for the...
What did I do with this bag? I'm just
Yeah, well, you said you drop it.
flies out.
You said you drop it. The train's moving.
Close it first. I'm just
You
He
didn't,
spiked
you didn't
it.
say that.
You
The
didn't
word
spike
you,
it.
the
He
words you
didn't
say
say
are
it.
very important, Foxen. When you say you grab someone, I'm thinking like this. I'm
I
not
got
thinking
you.
like, hey, I grab him over here. I'm thinking grab. When you say drop, that means physically let go
Spike.
and allow gravity to do its work.
Oh no! A noise!
So you pop around the corner there. You will
It hurts me in the leg. What are we doing?
You'll
No.
take. I believe it's a very light touch. It's not for very long. The same thing that happened to Javier. It was a
Sucks like a motherfucker.
physical scar, right? Or no, just
It could also
It's a
be
bleed, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a
mark.
bleed. Correct.
There's a bleed mark.
So I take
One
one
bleed
bleed.
mark.
Not a smart, not a scar.
I'm over there behind the
Because
box
the
now,
Because the
And
scar is
so-
3 marks.
The bag hits. You hear like the key stop, and as you're kind of moving around, you're kind of like gasping in pain, but you kind of let it settle, and like you can feel it. It hurts, but you let it go. You let yourself become quiet and just kind of dealing with the pain internally. You've been in tight situations like this before. The door finally opens after the key, after stopping, kind of reopens, and in walks what you presume is the guy who was outside. Sounds like he's tapping like a newspaper in his hand, and then he, and yeah, I guess the vehicle wouldn't be moving. I lied about that. We were at stop. Or would it? No, you probably would have had to have done it before you stopped. I think.
Yeah, you said we would have been jostled out of the
Yeah,
line.
you
Yeah.
said we'd have been muscled
Well,
out.
I'm still thinking like once they started deboarding, this wouldn't have ever happened because they would have found you immediately. So yeah, this would have happened during the trip there. So that said, you hear like a newspaper clanging, clapping against a hand, kind of like a oh shit, and then loud footfall. If you kind of again your height is super high, so you kind of peek around the box while kind of like gritting your teeth or biting your lip, and you kind of look out and can see him running through the car that's in between like the bar car and here, just kind of making his way to the front of the train, you presume. So perfect opportunity. You slowly follow behind without drawing any attention to yourself and make it back to the bar car. Once you get there, kind of tumble into your room. This is about when the train is about to stop. Before you kind of, because you have to move a bit quieter, once you get to the group and they see you, this is about when the engineer and the guy you just saw rush back past you.
Pass.
Yeah. And if you
I'm gonna look at Doc. I'm gonna look at Joseph. Doc. Just stick my leg out. Burns.
It hurts. It hurts.
So yeah, similarly, it doesn't really have much of a mark, right? It's just kind of like the same thing that happened to your hand when you touched it.
I would tell you that I think it'll go away with time.
I
You
suggest
don't want
we-
to get too many of those. Let's steer clear of bleed for now, as much as possible.
I would. 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 I wo I would
Not
suggest
outside.
we wait. Yeah, we wait till we get rushed off the train and everything, get somewhere a little more private before you tell us all what you saw.
Because you don't know who's listening.
Mm-hmm. I already startled the dude mentioning the melted woman.
Oh?
I don't want to talk more about that on the train.
Do you explain everything to the group
When we get off the train, yeah.
when you get off the train? Okay.
I was like, didn't we just explain that we were waiting to do this?
Is there
John.
the guy?
Sorry, my brain's dumb.
You had mentioned that one guy had a paper. I know that I didn't see it, but would there be like a morning paper having like
They
been
probably
distributed on?
They probably have the evening paper from where they left.
Okay,
So it's probably the one that didn't have your story in it.
right. But I could get that.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Nothing interesting in it.
It's the same one you read the prologue, or you wrote the basically the test sheet for.
Okay.
It's that same newspaper.
Cool.
Okay, so then the thing I said before that one time, hand doodle maps. So I read the bit about the Bridleboard Mountains, Morden Springs, kind of the people, their attitudes and presence. It's a town. There's a couple things going on here that you can see on the map.
A ski lift?
I know that some of you are younger folks, so you may not be able to read the cursive.
Who is so young that you think that we can't read cursive?
School.
Joseph, you sound like
Jonah.
you're pretty young. Jonah?
I was like, am I the youngest person here? And I'm in
It's
my
me.
30s?
I can't read
No,
it.
it's
Jonah's
Jonah.
26, I think, 25.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
He
he'd
is a
be the
baby.
youngest.
He is a baby.
I'm 28.
That's a
Maybe.
lie.
You're
That's
28 now?
That's a
I'm
lie.
28.
When
That's
did that
not true.
happen?
What
Two years.
happened? We're old.
You're 26.
He was 22 when we met. Now
I thought
he's
you said you were-
28.
Oh no, it was Brent who's 26. Brent's
Oh, that
26.
makes sense.
And then I learned that Chandler's like 20 something as well. And
Yeah,
I was
that is
like, what
weird.
the fuck? You're like. I hope he's watching. Because you're little.
Bullshit.
I think it's the beard.
It's the beard. Yeah, the beard.
That's an old man face.
Jonah's got a beard.
It's
He's
youthful.
got a young man's beard
He has a
though.
baby face. Anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's true.
while I'm turning 25 for, again this year,
Again.
I will
Me
be,
too, buddy.
I will in fact be 31 on Thursday. So
Oh,
So you're
happy birthday.
so it's Jonah and then Joseph and then me,
How old
in
are you,
my-
Elizabeth?
32.
Oh, yep.
So
And then
we're
me and
old.
Tyler are 33.
nice. All those.
I'm younger than
So
Tyler,
we can read cursive.
Shut up.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Old
So
lady,
sorry.
you're not younger than me.
So sorry.
I am too.
Jonah
I'm
just
like
can't
3
read,
months
it's
younger.
fine.
3 months doesn't count. We don't
I
count the
can't
months.
read.
You ain't a
Jonah
toddler.
can't read in general.
So, as you can see, there's like some markers and indicators here. This is Morden Springs in Bridlebourne as of 1905, which is the current year. You can see what you can see there. And
Thank you.
you're allowed to see what you see.
Okay, appreciate it.
Beautiful.
The town has some, stores, bars, very small town, and is not. It doesn't have like a lot of people walking around on the streets or anything, especially since you're arriving kind of later in the morning. The presumption is that most folks are kind of, this being a company town, are either in the mines or in a shop and are kind of handling their business there. And so you pretty much have free reign.
We could. I think I would want to check out either a store or a bar. Like
Okay.
maybe we could find out some information.
Absolutely.
And
Go ahead.
also, I would. Do they have their own? Elizabeth brought up paper. So like, we were looking at the paper that we already saw. Would they have like their own local distribution, like their own?
Oh, no. There's no paper here.
Oh,
I just want you
There's
to
no
know
Warren
I
boxes.
could.
That's
No, it's
I
power.
did
Yeah,
read
power.
all of it.
What?
Oh, you were able to read all of this?
I was able to read it.
You could read. I'm so proud of you,
Yeah.
Jonah.
I was so confused. Like, read what? The
What are we
newspaper?
talking about? I just said they don't have a
Yeah, the
paper.
non-existent newspaper.
One of these days, I'll stop bullying you, Jonah.
Oh, you think I can't fucking read in the goddamn Twitch chat? Okay.
Wait.
How do I kick her? How
What's happening?
dare you say I'm ancient, you bastard! Ah! Ah!
Guys, hold this
Okay.
up so I can see it. Gotta go rage.
Oh, okay. So back to what I was saying. So
All right. Challenge mode.
General-
Read it without zooming in. Read it in that
That's
tiny
the
font.
real
Do
challenge.
That ain't
I had
gonna
to
happen.
zoom in
Glasses
and
out.
squint.
Oh, yeah.
My
Um,
eyesight ain't that good.
So you have general store. There's bars. General store seems the most kind of open place. Bars aren't open at current.
Coffee shops?
No, not a thing.
I feel like they don't have that here.
They don't have a newspaper or coffee shops. Like,
Uh,
this place sucks.
There's no war in
should
Boston
read.
What, do you
today.
think we're
Okay.
gonna have a Starbucks? Hell no, we ain't you city folk liberals.
Wow.
Get out
I'm out
of
in
here.
BFE. I'm
Virginia.
just happy to get any sort of coffee.
I'm stupid enough to have signed my life away to a contract to a company.
Yeah, sold my mineral rights.
Are they
Don't ever do that,
stupid,
kids.
or were they
These are the-
coerced?
These are the miners that we were talking about earlier. This is
The
great.
ones we were against.
Bringing it around.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
That might have been before we started streaming. I don't remember.
It was before. Well,
Um,
before.
There's a hot springs.
Because they're losers, baby.
Why don't we kill them all? I think Brent would probably suggest burning the whole town down.
I mean, we just got here, so there is time.
And nobody's going to see us because they're all in the mines.
So
I can
I
make
step
that
off
happen.
the train, I look around, I'm like, I like this place. Grab a match.
I think we should go to the general
What?
store. Or at
Say the
least a
general
couple of
store?
us.
Yeah.
That's the only place we've gotten a name of a place so far.
Yeah, they ain't got
General
coffee.
store.
So let's look at the general store.
there is.
Well, not just a general door, look at the whole like a row of shops, like up a hill. Like
I think those are homes
Right.
and shops.
Correct.
Oh,
says-
okay.
Stores and bars.
There's-
And
more
worker homes on step.
Oh, probably
Steep.
like a store, a bar.
looks like there's a
Worker
main
home.
Step
street
incline.
over here.
There's a hot spring that's located there. In I don't think it's too far away from town, or it's kind of like up and around there.
That
Then
ain't on our little cursive map here.
I was about to say, I don't see this.
it is an option.
See, so
Yeah. And there's
you
also
told
the
me to
factory.
see what I could see.
So someone had said they want to go check the stores and bars. Bars are probably closed. General stores open. That was Javier, right?
This is morning now, right?
Yeah, yeah. But it's not like crack of dawn morning. It's more like 10ish.
I'm gonna go see if I can get a cup of coffee at this general store.
Okay.
Thank you. God, I'm going with them.
So once you get there, there is a woman. She kind of appears to be in charge here. There's something kind of strange about her. She looks very. It's very hard to, even about women that are imaginary, it's hard to say words without feeling like you're being like overly insulting. She looks haggard, is the best word I can use to describe how she looks. And
Wow.
I hope that that is
Okay.
okay without being like terrible.
It's
'Cause
okay. It's early in
How
the
dare you,
morning.
Jonah.
I remember
loud
one
as a
Probably a
time
mom.
Ain't had her
Yeah.
morning coffee.
I used the word frumpy to describe a woman
Okay.
one time, and it was
Oh, don't do
it
that.
was not good.
It is not. Haggard,
I
guess-
she's.
I guess Jonah's not the only one that hates
She,
women.
she looks like she has dark circles under her eyes, like she's been kept awake a lot, and she also looks like she's kind of pale, like almost in a sickly fashion. She doesn't seem to smile when you kind of enter in, and the bell rings as you kind of pass through the door. She just kind of stares at you blankly. There appears to be a book out in front of her, but it doesn't look like she's really kind of engaging with it. More or less, it's just sitting there. In fact, you think it might be upside down.
Well, all right then.
So who's
Is it
here?
like is it like a Red Dead Redemption thing where they hand you the book and then you just what you want to buy?
Look at who's there.
If you three
Go,
walk
man.
in, she'll kind of look at you confused and say, "City folk, are you with a company?"
I'm here for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm here for coffee. Yeah.
She says, "Coffee's over on aisle 2.
Great.
And if you head over there, you find a burlap sack marked coffee, Radiance Corporation, and it costs 5 radiant bucks.
Radiant bucks.
So
I don't know if I want anything from the Radiant Corporation.
while everyone's going to go look for coffee, Nicholas is actually going to try and lie to this woman.
Wait. Are we all there? Is that what's happening? Because okay.
Are we all there?
I don't know.
We-
I asked who's
Three
there,
of us
and
raised
3.
our hands
my
because people were
bad.
talking.
Oh,
You don't have to
my
be
bad.
here if you don't
Oh.
want to. But if you're all going there like a bunch of tourists, like yeah, fine.
I mean, okay, hold on.
I need an answer when I ask questions. That's
That's
all
not
I'm
bad.
asking.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on
Calling me
the
ancient
script thing.
cantankerous
Sorry, I don't
old
talk over
person.
people yet, old man.
At least I can fucking listen, you zoomers.
Look.
We have
I
millennials.
called you ancient. Jonah didn't, so
Yeah.
don't bully Jonah about it.
Fair.
Yeah, I didn't call you ancient.
Some other jerk called me cantankerous old.
Tankers, old man.
Cantankerous is a good description.
Have you yelled at any clouds today?
Good job. Good job.
Damn it! I should have bought alcohol when I was at Target.
Is there another store that's open that
So-
has like Radiance Corp on it?
There's the hot springs. There's just the one general store because it's not a big town here. We're not looking at
That's fair.
anything crazy. There's the bar. It's closed. There's like an antique shop. It's closed, but it looks like it's been closed for a long time,
Oh, okay.
right? And yeah, that's it.
I want to check out the antique shop, but like I want to try to break in.
Okay. And then Alan, since it sounds like Nicholas is wheezing on your juice, what would you like to do?
Well, I assume he would like grab me or something like.
I need to do
Steal some
crimes.
shit.
Like I need you to do crimes for me. Like this is what I got you for. This is what I brought you along for. Come here.
What? Come here. I need some help.
Come here. What? Where are we going? What's up,
You
boss?
You gonna open this door over here?
Wait, is that what he sounds like? I don't remember him sounding like that.
I don't remember. His
He's like
accent.
Australian.
Like,
big
any like a
things.
real old man? I don't know.
He's
I
an old
don't
man.
know. That's like Southern old man to me. I don't know.
You don't have to be southern.
You
We're
don't want to
like,
hear door, boy.
we're like in
Tell you what.
we're like in New England. I'm just doing because we're in
Wait, I
like
thought we were like in California.
we're like in a hill jack area. So I'm
I
just
don't
like
know where we are.
I don't either. Is
Oh,
that-
I'm,
Where
that's
are we?
that's
not
the
real.
accent I'm
We're
gonna
inside the
choose.
general store, guys.
we're in general story.
That's where we are.
Let's focus
We're in
back
the-
up on that.
God damn.
5 radiant bucks.
Appalachian Mountain is
All
where we're
right.
at.
5
Starting to get
radiant.
nervous.
5 radiant
So
bucks.
Nicholas wants to break in. I guess I'm helping him break into this antique store. Is there anybody around?
Okay,
And
well
we
we're
don't
gonna
have
focus on
radiant
that.
bucks, right?
We're gonna focus on your guys' scene, the break-in. Just give me a second. I need to focus
Yeah, we
back
can
on the
do
general
that.
store for a second here. Coffee grounds, big bag, 5 radiant bucks. You do not have radiant bucks. You have
Yeah.
whatever the currency is called in this world. Dollars.
The Fairview dollars.
Plus, we don't have any means to make this coffee, because we're not anywhere we can
You'd
do
have
that.
to-
Unless we just campfire it and throw a horseshoe in it.
Well,
Wait
you
till
got
it stands up.
the hot springs.
No.
The coffee in
No.
hot springs.
Doing that
Paying for
either.
coffee. Hell yeah,
So
take the
sure
whole
that I trust
bag.
the hot springs just yet.
Yeah, don't drink
Yeah.
hot spring water, by the way. It can be
No.
diarrhea.
Am I able to like see if like it's not just her exhausted? Like, would I be able to like just by looking at her to tell if like there's something wrong?
Yeah, it's
My
very
background,
clear.
I
I
guess.
just, I want to stress there is something wrong. Like either she's not normal or she's having a bad day.
Why is she abnormal?
These are questions that will be asked by other people who are present.
Present. You drag me all along with you.
Yeah, we're going to the
Yeah.
antique shop.
Shh.
Oh.
Focus on the
After, if everything's okay,
If there be a lamp in here.
She says, huh? Yeah, I guess.
You seem a little like under the weather.
Oh, it's not me. It's my husband.
I mean, I'm a doctor. Would you like me to?
Well, yeah, you're a
Look
city
at your
doctor, though. He's got the green fever, so...
Fever.
Oh, sorry.
The green fever.
Apologies. My wife, she's got the green fever. I apologize.
Oh,
My
Oh, okay.
wife.
my wife.
So, yes, I did a typical, I am a
Wow.
patriarchy man. I'm the worst.
Misogyny.
The woman in front of you, her
That's
wife is
homophobic of you.
upstairs. It is very... What I did is going to get me canceled. Jonah. It's what I do.
Misogyny!
I get
No!
canceled.
You
Also,
Stop saying it so
heteronormative
enthusiastically.
if you ask these people's names, you'll understand the name Yale is not a name I was going to prescribe to, a she, her individual.
You said Yale?
Yale.
Took away this woman's
Well, I
life
would
and
have not
gave her a
given that to
husband.
anybody.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I would have forgiven it to
You should
a really
take that
dodgy
shot.
college.
Yeah, I was
could
about to say
be-
college.
Wow.
That's it.
It could be Yale.
It's
Yale.
no, it's spelled Yael. So there's no
Oh, never mind.
yeah. It's
I
kind of
know.
Yale.
Yael. Yael.
Yale. Yale.
According
Are
to
these hillbillies now? Is that what we're going with?
Did they name her that because she came out Yalen?
You know, we have come a long way in this. We have determined that they are hillbillies. They are lesbians. They are
Hillbilly lesbian.
apparently afflicted with some green
Sister
fever
Billy.
thing. And you don't even know the other one, their names yet, like everybody's names. It's a very good setup. I enjoy it, but we have definitely belittled it into a joke, and we're gonna focus back into serious
I'm
phase.
gonna ask her, what does she mean by green fever?
Oh yeah, well, you're not from here, so that's fine.
Would it be like this, and I take off my glove and I show her on my arm?
Yeah, like that, but all over.
How long has he had, or
She-
she had this fever? Sorry.
It's okay.
It was your fault.
She says I also misgender my wife all the time because
It's okay, darling.
the storyteller who's running me is a piece of shit.
It's just not gonna be names.
He's doing
My
his
part.
best.
Focus.
My partner
Focus.
got the green fever. Okay.
Focusing.
Focus.
She says, yeah, that's exactly right. It's all like that, but all over her body, like in spots.
Does she work in the mines?
She does.
How long has she had the fever?
Oh, it's been a few days now. It's really bad, and the local doctor says there's no cure for it, and some people get better, some people don't, is what he said. So I'm just,
How often do people come down with this?
I don't know. I don't really think about it. It didn't really matter to me until it affected me. Because I'm a reactionary hillbilly.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
That you
100%
ruined it.
accurate.
Right back to the joke.
But also extremely regressive.
We're
My
going.
sexuality.
We're going.
I'm very
Off the
honest in my
cliff.
sexuality and views. This is a weird fantasy world we live in the 1905.
Uh,
And I love
did
it.
she do anything differently than typical before she got?
Oh, no.
Sick?
Not that I know of. She's delirious. Her body is weak. It's like her bones are made out of jello. She just can't even move. And, yeah. I mean, you said you were a doctor?
Yes, I am.
If you wanna see her, you can, I guess. But she's very temperamental. Her mind seems to be slipping. She may not even be awake, but I gotta stay down here. Company makes it so. But if you want to go on up by yourself, looking at the others, not very trusting. I
I was
trust.
going to offer to stay with you anyway.
I,
keep
tr-
you
I
company.
trust. I trust you enough. If you're a real doctor, a city doctor.
Okay.
Medical degree is a medical degree,
Got
no
that
matter what.
fancy training.
Right.
Within academies.
Well, I'm like, I guess if anybody's gonna get called city in this group, it would be Javier.
Oh yeah, that's why she doesn't trust all these other people. They look homeless comparatively. So,
Rude.
you had a
I think Pearl would kind of pass as not
I'm
homeless.
about to say, I
okay?
mean, she wouldn't look homeless. I might.
She got to come from a family with money too to be able to be a
Yeah.
journalist.
fair,
But I
yeah.
look pretty clean. I mean, I'm in
You're a
I'm in the
soldier.
military. Yeah, I'm a soldier. Like, I don't look homeless.
You look like a soldier.
You look
That
like a
is
soldier.
true.
You look like
I
a
don't
poor
look
Not
person.
homeless
really.
though. I just look like a soldier.
You look like a poor person the government put clothes on.
Hey.
So,
That's a soldier.
Javier, if you're going up and you folks are staying down, I'm going to cut the scene there, and then we're going to go ahead and move back to Nicholas and Alan shenanigans,
Oh, the kitty.
or Alan nanigans, as we will call them. So, you look around to see if anybody's present near your location. The only activity that seems to be present where you're at is there's a group of individuals who you know that are across the street inside of the general store.
Oh, it's
There it doesn't appear to be anybody else that you can see.
Not
Whoa,
even
man.
a really cute gray cat
No,
Open that door.
Open that
with
door.
a bunny tail.
no. Gray cats can't survive here.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that face. They win.
They're gonna be green cats, apparently.
Yeah, they're the green cat. Glowing green cats. It's a thing that actually exists, by the way.
Sounds right.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, they put genetics into it.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing, Foxen?
how are you roll? Open
I
the door.
don't need a roll. You're just going in, right?
No, I was going in. Yeah. I was
So
closed.
yeah,
I
so
gotta break the door.
what you learn relatively quickly is that the door is not locked. When you open the door, kind of,
I just look at Nicholas.
do you wish to slip in first, or do you want to send Nicholas in first?
Opens the door, shock.
And then,
I go to jiggle ahead and it just turns. I just look at him and go,
do you wish to follow him in or remain outside?
sure, I'll go in. I
So
don't know what we're looking for.
the windows, as I mentioned, kind of betray signs that this shop hasn't been used in quite some time. The exterior windows are kind of smudged over with a kind of light brown to kind of beige colored dust that seems to have kind of coated a lot of the window side. There's specks of red throughout, but it's mainly just kind of a beige kind of tone. The interior, everything that you can see in the window is nothing more than kind of stands that look like they held things that once were kind of noteworthy for keeping. There's like a mannequin, a very simple mannequin where you presume like a dress laid, and also kind of like the hands, wooden hands where you'd put kind of jewelry on it. But all of these are kind of emptied of their contents, but covered in a thick layer of dust. Maneuvering inside of the space, you catch a smell, and it's one that doesn't leave you while you're in the space. And the best way to describe the smell is, have you ever cleaned your bathroom with product?
What kind of product?
Like bleach?
All the product.
All the-
Mix them together, mustard gas.
Cleaning
Let's
products,
go.
yeah. It's got a very high kind of like bleachy or almost chlorine like smell to it, this space. It smells like it's been cleaned.
Hmm. And the windows aren't clean. Some of the stuff.
Dusty as hell. Whole place is dusty as hell. But it still smells that way.
Can
It was cleaned and then abandoned.
Can I pull out the bleed detector?
Yeah. So So we have it. The bleed detector is currently on Nicholas. So if you folks are wanting to use it in the general store, you're boned.
Well, no, this one's my own.
I
Oh.
have
Like,
one too.
there's-
I've used one
yeah,
before,
okay,
there's
okay.
so I
another.
technically have one too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, you pop it out. You start detecting nothing.
Nothing. All right. All right. Can I look around? Would Nicholas know like the oddities that involve like cleaning a place involving like a murder?
I would say not.
No. Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna look around to see like if the bleed detector goes off and probably pocket anything worth selling.
So yeah, there's not really much in the way of contents present, right? Looks like the place has been scoured. But it also looks like it's been kind of left alone for a while. At least a month would be a solid guess, right? The bleed detector doesn't seem to register or pick up anything other than the kind of background noise that we've kind of gathered so far, right?
Yeah.
There's like throughout the time here in Morden Springs, there is a low ticker kind of on bleed, just all the time.
Mhm.
That's not present in a lot of new fare, or even on the way here. But it's very much the case that your understanding is the Bridalborn Mountains are kind of like fucked. Their vibes are fucked, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So nothing on that. Also inside, Alan, do you have anything that you want to do in the space?
Looking around, I guess. Is there like a back room or anything?
Yeah, there's a back room. There's kind of like a staircase in the back room that leads upstairs to just a single kind of loft room. The loft room still has a bed on it. And when I say a bed, I mean a bed sans the mattress, so it doesn't look like there's...
such as a bed frame.
Yeah, so it's just the bed frame. It's a very old, kind of heavy, like old-style mahogany kind of wood, or whatever Bridalborn Mountains wood would be kind of known for. It looks like it's an older frame, right? Possibly in the 1800s for you. But it definitely looks like the only reason that they didn't move it, because they obviously took the mattress and everything else in this room, is due to its weight and size. Like it would be a situation where they either like leave it as it is, or they just break it and then pull it out piecemeal and use it as kindling. And I'm gonna break the illusion here. I apologize because my thing is glitching. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Green! The wizard!
The green fever. Ah!
The green fever!
Oh,
I'm
boy.
melting! I'm melting!
The storyteller melts.
I guess I'll come walking back downstairs and be like, well, boss, looks like nothing here, but this might be a good place to have a meeting.
I was hoping for something to sell.
Finish your sentence.
No, that's it. There's
I was hoping for something to sell, is all I said.
And then I kind of heard like a trail. It sounded like he was going to say something else.
You thought about it.
No, that's it. I'm sorry.
Like, what were you looking for?
I was, maybe there was a body. Maybe some information. Anything.
Oh, you want some information, boss? No. Remember the big, tall, and ugly? Yeah, he met the same fate as that there singer.
Okay. So as you kind of scour the place, and you're still in the space, it's dark in here. You've got the device going, but it's relatively dark in here. Just to kind of understand, it's not so dark that you wouldn't be able to see everything we've described. But would you have wanted like a light source of any kind?
We don't have flashlights, right? That hasn't been invented yet.
I'd be okay with flashlights. Flashlights, I think, were turn of the century.
Yeah, like a
Old
little,
crank up style.
yeah, little crank.
Yeah,
Crank
1899
flashlight.
is when they were made up.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
If they're mining in the mountain, they better have some kind of light source. Other than torches.
They wouldn't, I mean, they would be relatively common, but again, you guys have a detector that detects like supernatural shit, so you're kind
That's
of more
true.
in line with who are those assholes who do the ghost chasing channel? or show?
Ghost Chasers?
Spacers.
Is it just Ghost Chasers?
Ghost
That's
Spacers.
the fucking lamest name. But like, what's the
That's like name
Who's the
any
lead
one
guy?
of them because you're probably right. Anything ghost something.
Who's the lead
Probably a
asshole
chap.
though? I can't remember.
Which
Oh.
one?
Oh,
There's
two
like
of 'em.
5
Which
of them.
one? Okay.
They're all
Yeah.
the same.
Never
Did
mind.
you hear that?
The
No, I
one
didn't
with
hear
the bald
shit. Shut the
guy?
fuck up and let me listen.
You have the equipment. I've got
Yeah.
all.
You have the technology.
On one
Zach
of them.
Baggins. Zach Baggins. That's the one.
Hey.
But
Do I watch those? Absolutely.
Oh, we were
Oh.
talking
Gymnast
about.
feels smart.
We
But
were
I-
talking about Supernatural?
I was
I
no.
was.
I was.
Jonah, I
I was just trying to get to the point that you guys have some higher tech equipment, so flashlights are not something that I think would be off the. That'd be fine.
Off the reservation.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
So are you utilizing them?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We got a seat.
So walk up these dark ass stairs in the back.
Alan, as you kind of like are coming downstairs and having that conversation like there isn't anything here, it's at that point you realize that there are two individuals outside who are a little more than silhouettes to you because of the dust that appear to be kind of moving towards the front door of this place. I'm going to cut from that scene. I'm going to go back to the general store. So you go up, Javier, open the door. Inside, the smell in this place is very. It's like a. I'm trying to. It's very earthy, right? It's a very earthy smell, but it's also a very human smell. So like I don't know if you've ever been sick to a point where you can smell like what you've become, but I have, and that's what it smells like. We've
Like puppy
we-
with parvo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
So-
she like awake and like
She appears to be staring at the ceiling with unblinking eyes, which you first kind of think, oh shit, she's already done skis. But then you take a second and can see that her chest is slowly elevating and descending, which to you, as a medical professional, denotes she is breathing.
oh. And then okay, I guess I try to get her attention. Like I just like call out her name.
She slowly, like kind of looking up, kind of slowly just turns her head so that her eyes are kind of taking you in.
Does she like I don't know, look strange? Like
She looks very strange. It definitely looks like her face is twitching a bit. You can see that her arms are over the covers, and on her arms there are small green kind of splotches all about her. She appears to have kind of glowing green teeth, but not so glowing that they're like, like it's not like beaming electricity out. It's like the light dull gray or dull glow of like glow in the dark paint that's been faded for a very long time, that's not really in full darkness. The best way to describe it.
That was
It's like
the
those
best
stick-on
description I've
stars
Yeah.
you stick
ever
on
heard.
the wall.
Yeah.
It's like those
But like
little-
they're not light charged. They're like back in the 90s
Yeah.
when we put them up there. Like you could see a faint glow, but not
Not
bright.
quite. Yeah, it's like it's just
Yes.
a tinge.
It's beautiful. Like real
And-
talk. Great.
She's looking at you. If you kind of, the only thing you said to her is to kind of address her and get her attention. She's not really replying or anything, but it does look like her mouth, like the twitching, and her teeth are kind of moving a bit inside of her mouth. There's this strangeness to the effort, and you're kind of realizing that she seems to be trying to form words, but her mouth isn't cooperating. As you kind of look at her and kind of see the splotches, they are not too dissimilar from your exposure to the Undark. But you're also understanding that it looks like these splotches aren't as direct, right? You direct contact. This kind of spattering about her It's almost as if like small little traces of it have touched her over time and have accumulated. And as you're kind of maneuvering around the room, inspecting it, you would see that she appears to have a kind of china cabinet across from the bed, because they don't have TVs. So I guess that's what you'd put at the foot of a bed, like, or on the opposite side of a bed for some reason, display. But the china cabinet isn't filled with, like, what you expect porcelain. Instead, it has a number of strange green glass pieces, and also portraits. Photography is relatively common, especially in the city, and it looks like these pictures were taken in New Fair. And from what you can tell, they appear to be the wedding day of her and the woman downstairs. And the contrast in appearance from the pictures, again, black and white, but like there's still a glow to them that is not quite irradiated. There's a glow to them that seems to be kind of like vibrant, young, and like healthy. And it doesn't look like this was that long ago. So, if that helps.
So the degeneration happened pretty quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm keeping like my distance because I don't feel super like safe, but like
Fuck
I
that
guess I'll-
plus.
I'm not getting super close to her. But I mean,
Pops upstairs, sees it's fucking Google in the bed, like, oh god.
like but I'm still trying to talk to her because
Okay.
obviously my motivation wanting to find a way to cure people that are affected by the thing. So
Yeah, if you kind of are talking to her and keeping your distance, just trying to be casual, like you kind of, loosely inspect the cabinet, kind of walking around, just looking about, and you would see that their wedding, like their wedding book, like the attendance book, is present, and in kind of like old styling text, old in your mind. Definitely nothing new or probably discounted is what I'm trying to say here. But the text print on it says Kiko and Yale Nakamura, and then the year is 1903 when they got married. So that would have been right after, kind of right around the end of the war, 3 or 4 years ago or so. And then you've got the them being very happy, and it definitely looks like from the pictures, Yale is wearing military attire. She appears to be almost the spitting image of Catherine. I mean, like, as far as attire goes, right? And Kiko is wearing what appears to be a very kind of again, color isn't really present, but you can tell that in life this was probably a very colorful dress. It's kind of got flower patterns all throughout.
okay, I don't. I mean, if she's not able to like, is she able to actually get any words out or anything?
Well, it just depends on what you're engaging with her words wise. So she's not gonna start the conversation, but depending on what you say, I'm just giving you kind of outside stuff since, I'm just kind of making sure the scene's perfectly set.
I don't know. I don't even know what to ask.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yes or no questions. Yes or no questions.
How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
Fuck. Well, it wasn't an option, but I understand.
Hawkins
I'm
definitely
gonna
on the
put a
scale.
10.
It is over here.
Make it.
If you need some time to think about it, that's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
go to the other group.
Downstairs, Catherine and Pearl. You're left with Kiko, whose name you do not know, because no one's asked it yet. But she, again, appears to be just, watching you, but not like really focused. Kind of looking towards the stairs every now and again. Kind of, there's this strange kind of glint in her eye that kind of came up when Javier said that he was a doctor and he was going to go up and talk to Yale. So, who knows what's going on in her head? But she seems to be very much focused on the stairs and not what's going on down here.
So the doctors aren't really able to do anything for her here, or are they just too expensive? I know they can be very expensive in the city.
No, she kind of turns her attention back to you in that momentary reverie there, and she says, "They already tried. Well, they make sure that all the miners who deal with the Undark, um, they're as healthy as they can be. So they get regular physicals and checks and such. But they said that there really isn't anything they can do about green fever other than bed rest, and so that's what she's doing. I was advised to make sure that she gets lots of water and broth. Most of it comes back up, and when I try to hold her up, she just feels so. Anyway, hopefully your friend is able to do something helpful. You see her kind of suddenly kind of like jolt and kind of like move into position, like she's like now the most attentive employee ever. And as you kind of see her do that, you kind of look to where she's looking, and outside you see two company guys who look like they're wearing very similar attire to the Tufts. However, they're wearing these caps that kind of have like a gold plate on the front with the Radiant logo, almost like they're cops. They do kind of look over your way, and one of them kind of tips the hat to her, and she kind of, gestures back. But they very quickly turn their attention towards the antique shop across the street. I'd like for the two of you to go ahead and make, because again, you weren't aware what they were doing. It wasn't really mentioned. But I'd like for the two of you to go ahead and make.
Two of who?
Yeah, two of who? Like them or us?
The two
I
downstairs.
think us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Go ahead and make survey rolls.
Sorry, guys. My first roll.
Mixed success. 5.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, sorry in advance. Like, I don't even know what it was because I have the other thing, but like, I do
You're
not have
fine.
any points in survey.
So at this point, what you will know, Elizabeth. Actually, you're taking the regular roll, not the gilded roll, because you haven't pushed at all.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, not yet. So with a 5, it's a mixed success. So you would have seen Alan kind of scoping out the area, and then Nicholas kind of walking up after Alan kind of toggled with the door, and then you would have watched Alan let Nicholas in, and then Alan would have gone in after. But then you got distracted with conversation or something, happened. And then shortly thereafter, maybe a minute or two, or a couple minutes thereafter, that's when these guys are arriving, right? And so I will say that the mixed portion of your success, the negative aspect here, I'm not going to elucidate upon until it happens. You'll know when it happens, though.
Okay.
All right. So it seems like two gentlemen are present, and then just outside of the glass, a third man kind of approaches and is kind of present with them. It seems to be kind of monitoring the street as these two move towards the antique store door. So is there anything that you want to do? Again, it does not look like, to your understanding, Catherine is aware that that's the case.
Right. But because of my survey roll, I know that those two are in there.
They're in the antique shop.
Mhm.
think of anything of it because you weren't aware of the company men. But now that you are, it's kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Did she know that the antique shop was like closed and locked, or we just assume that they were just going to go visit the antique shop, it being open?
She's seen Alan work before.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of went on that door like he was gonna, do what he wanted with it, and then was like, "Oh, it's unlocked."
Okay, gotcha.
She'll look to Kiko, whose name she still doesn't know. Who are those guys out there?
Company men.
They look important.
They are. She nods. It's a good thing I didn't go up with your friend.
What would have happened if you went up with our friend?
They would have saw me not on my post, and they would have gotten mad about it. Probably docked my pay.
Oh, so they monitor you.
Yeah.
Do you have any assistants in the store, or is it just you?
Just me. It's more than enough. Most of the business only comes after work. Well, work for the miners.
And you said your wife is a minor, right?
Well, she's a miner. She's not a miner.
She works in the mine.
God damn it. She works in
Just
the
had to get that out of there.
Self-explanatory.
Had to get that out.
And for some reason, Kiko pulls out a drum set and throws a rim shot. Like, I've been
The two guys
waiting
come
for
over.
Yeah.
I've been
They're
waiting
like,
for this
great,
day.
look, you get to take the day off. Good joke. Good singer.
Gain inspiration.
That was they're just a pair of me.
What?
Well, they sure seem interested in the antique shop over there.
Yeah, I saw those two guys go in there. They look like they came in on the same train as you. You're right, I should tell them about it. And she'll rush towards the door. And that's the mixed success portion.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you get to this is for Jonah and Foxen. Once you kind of get to that point, you see them coming. What is your response? Flashlights off,
Yeah.
and then
Look for a back door.
you know that there isn't one.
We're
You know that there
going out the upstairs window. Don't worry.
were some spaces to hide. It looked like the upstairs windows were actually boarded up. Interesting.
We're gonna get
We're not hiding.
Nicholas-
Fucking just confront your losses. Just it's
Nicholas
empty
is
building.
gonna take one of the wooden hands and hide behind like a doorway or something and get ready.
Okay. So you're hiding inside of the first floor. Okay. Alan, what are you doing?
That right there.
He just sees him grabbing like a mannequin and hide in the corner of it and just look at it. Standing.
Again, there doesn't look like there's a lot of hiding space down
There's no
here.
hiding space. There's nothing
It's
here.
literally
Yeah.
just like
I mentioned the place had been gutted.
Exactly. I'm just gonna stand there. I'm gonna turn my flashlight on and just shine it.
Watch them when they open the
Oh,
door.
no. So
Like,
I know we're
"Boss,
giggling.
I don't know about investing in this town here.
I know we're giggling
Oh
and
my
we're having a
gosh.
good time, but I do want to make sure that you understand. You definitely know that they look like law people, and you definitely know you're currently breaking the law. So I do want to make sure
Hey,
you
the door was
understand.
open. There's no sign saying don't enter.
That's a fair point. So you're standing there and waiting for them to come in.
I'm waiting for them. Fucking come on in and come
I
get
can't
it.
with you.
Karen,
Oh my
I need to
God.
talk to the manager.
And just as they're about to open the door, you see
I
them.
open the door and coming out. Like,
Well,
hey,
hold on, wait.
I ain't nothing here, boss.
You're thinking
man.
about it. You're about to do it. The woman comes outside of the general store and yells, "Hey, two people went in there. I think they came in on the train." And then you hear the guy go, "Is that right?" From the middle of the street. Keep that in mind, boys. And then they open the door, and your flashlight is pointed straight at the lead guy, who appears to be brandishing a pistol, Alan.
Way to go.
And you're
Thought
holding
you were
a
a good criminal.
flashlight. The door finishes opening, and as it does, the guy's hands are coming up with the pistol pointed directly at you, and he yells what every Cop
Hands up.
is ordered to say when they see someone, he says freeze. Your hands go up, you're holding the flashlight.
sideways like this. I'm like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
The two of them walk in. One of them walks over to you with a pistol and says, "Who the hell are you? What are you doing in here?" And the other one kind of starts reaching for his handcuffs.
Well, we're just having a look around. Boss man's an investor.
You're going to have to come with us. And where's your boss man? Now, you know he's hiding, and he's got the only good hiding space on the first floor. You know exactly where it is because you watched him do it, so you could give him away, or you can just let him just be hidden. Your choice.
Well, I'm not sure. I think he left. I went back towards the train station a minute ago.
The leader of the group, who I mentioned looked like he was more important, wasn't wearing a fancy hat, steps in, crisp, solid black suit. You can see that he has one of those, is it bolo ties? Boa ties? Bolo ties?
Bolo tie.
Yeah, looks like the
The
stone.
cowboy.
Yep, the stone
Yeah,
that's set
bolo tie.
upon it as he enters into the dark is glowing bright green.
Oh shit.
And he steps in and he looks over
Shove it into his mouth.
at you, and he
Ooh.
says
I'll kill him.
to the two with you, "Take him. I'll find his friend." And
No, he
they
won't.
will handcuff you if you don't resist.
Sucker punch! Fucking
I'm only looking for.
run through the fucking
I'm
woods.
I know. There's a lot of hilarious bits that we can do here, but I am looking for what
I have
you
no
do.
strike. There's not a chance.
Okay, so you're just going with the flow here.
I'm going with the flow. I'm just trying to
Handcuffed.
persuade them I'm not a threat. I'm fine.
Second you're handcuffed, the pistol goes away, and they will cart you out of the general store. We'll get to you in a bit. So, Pearl and
Out of
Catherine, you
not
would
general store.
see that they are taking Alan out. And Nicholas, you are hidden. I
Yeah.
need you to tell me how good that hide roll is by making a
it's-
hide roll.
It's so good, you don't even know.
I don't. I
Um,
have no
I'm
idea.
sure
It
it's
better
the
be a
best.
6, you bastard.
So, again,
That's
remember,
the
even
only
know.
good hiding spot in town.
you can push yourself. Absolutely, you can push yourself if you'd
I
like.
should just hit. I
I
should
don't-
just hung myself from the rafters and hidden.
I don't have it gilded.
You don't.
I don't.
You can push it though if you want.
Okay, so can you explain to me how pushing works again?
We can go ahead and do so. So, what is your?
Oh, it's 0. It's at 0.
Okay, no. Up above that, the actual stat that hide is in.
Oh, I got 2 drives.
Yeah, that means you can. Sorry, the word isn't push; it's drive. You can
Shit's better.
drive.
You could drive for 2?
To the police station and get me out.
So you can. Each drive has a number of points 0 to 9. You can spend any of these available points to add an additional 1 dice when rolling with an action within the drive. The collection of dice you use for your roll is known as a dice pool. For example, you may spend nerve to add plus 1d to a move roll, or intuition to add plus 1 to a sense roll. Drives are covered in more details in this section. I will click it. So you are. What is this in? This is in
Cunning.
cunning. So you are kind of making your hide roll here, and you can spend as many drives as you like, adding plus 1d to the roll. Since you have no rating in it, yeah, as you can see, it'll just roll 2 dice and take the lower of the 2.
Yeah.
Normally,
I'm gonna add 2 drive. So both the drive and cunning. And then I'm gonna try to do it.
okay,
I'm gonna try.
all right.
5. Alright.
So
So that's 2 drive.
I am going to take a liberty here, and I just want to make sure you understand. We didn't discuss specific aspects of the scene,
Mhm.
and there was certain things that could have been kind of nebulous in that. And because of what you described, I'm going to take a bit of a liberty here in the narrative. If you feel this is unfair, feel free to fight back on it. But as you watch him peruse around the area, at one point getting within, like, maybe a few inches of you, but you know he hasn't detected you yet, you see that he moves over to the window space where the mannequin hand and mannequin were located, that you reached over and grabbed stuff, and you see him pick up something. And what you realize is that he is now holding your bleed detector, which you left on the space when you grabbed the hand to secure it as a bludgeon to attack with.
Are his goonies still
These
outside?
goonies are outside. They perp walked my ass
The
out the
goons
door.
are perp walking Alan out. So you do not know where they're located. You just know that they're not in the room with you.
So,
Based on temporal nature, though, they haven't gotten far.
yeah. Do I see the front door right now?
No.
Damn. Okay. Is he close enough, right, to where I could just run up and bonk him on the head?
If you would like to try and attack him, you can. That's absolutely possible. It will be a strike roll.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna, with the mannequin hand in hand, I'm gonna just try to, like, Shasisa, and I'm gonna, like, hit him
You
in the
gonna try to
back
stab
of
him
the
with it?
You're trying to
I'm gonna
knock
hit
him.
Wait, I thought you
Ow.
were like gonna bludgeon
Yeah.
him with a mannequin hand. I just
I'm
pulled a
gonna
knife
bludgeon
out all of
him.
a sudden.
I
Okay.
don't have a
Fight.
knife. I don't have enough.
Jonah, are you sure
Why
you
are you
have this
German?
handled?
I do. I'm gonna hit him with the 5-finger
Get
discount.
the fuck out of here.
Oh dear lord.
Oh my god. Welcome to the
Best
Friday
day of
game.
my
I'll
life. I
just
love it.
leave.
Part 2.
This handled. Oh my god.
Okay.
Nah.
I'm
Kurt
on
was
a roll
good, but
today.
he's like, I'm gonna give him the
5-finger discount is even great.
You see, if the general store had a bakery, then you could be on a roll. But what are we doing with this roll, Jonah?
It's
Got
a
lot
strike
more-
roll, right?
Yeah, it's a strike roll.
Okay,
Of which
so
you have no
I'm
points.
going. I do have points.
I'm looking at your character sheet right now. You have no points.
Oh no, I have no points in it, but I have the drives.
You have
I have
drives.
the drives.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I meant. My bad.
Spending it all, going nuts.
Um,
Now, you have a
Yeah.
resistance in it as well. So when you burn a resistance, you're relying on your... Oh, this is for nerve. Hold on. The wording specifically... When you
It's a
spend
reroll.
nerve on a roll, you're physically exerting yourself beyond your usual capacity. It is indeed a reroll. So if you're rolling with strike, you might take an extra moment to pull back your swing and increase power on a punch, etc. So yeah, when you spend... he has an action rating of 1 and move and decides this is an important roll, so he poisons himself by rolling 2. Carlos... Burn resistance to try again. He only has 1 point in move, so he can only reroll 1 of his dice. So you have no points in strike, which means you cannot reroll with resistance.
gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I'll use 3 drive then, which is
Burning
all I
it
have.
all.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him. Here we go.
Okay.
6.
You rush forward, you smash him in the back of the head. He drops the detector, his head kind of slams onto the counter, and he kind of hits the ground very, very harshly.
Nice. All right. So I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna put the mannequin head in his pocket. I'm gonna pick up my bleed detector, put it in my pocket, and then I'm gonna try to drag him upstairs onto the bed.
Why?
So I can walk out and he could be in there.
You can just walk out. He's
Just
unconscious.
walk out.
Yes,
You
I
knocked him
know.
the fuck
Like
out.
that, like
But
the
I
others
don't-
weren't waiting for the
I don't
boss
want
man.
his goonies to walk in and be like, "There's a body here."
They're not
I want
gonna-
them to work for it.
I think the situation that
I
you're
didn't, like,
kind
look
of
for a gun on him or nothing.
imagining
Just-
here is a little awkward.
Oh, they don't go in.
No, they're leaving.
They already left.
already
with-
Oh, they left.
Her
Ow.
walking
Okay.
me up the street. Like, what do you
My
mean?
bad.
They're gonna
My
come
bad.
back.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna loot him real quick. I'm gonna
Um,
take any identification that he has, so I know who he is. I'm gonna take his
Dude drops
sheriff's
common
badge.
loot.
He got.
So-
Does he have like a name badge? Or
So-
something?
this isn't modernity. There wasn't like IDs like as commonly as you think that might be the case.
Oh.
Does he have a calling card?
He has the bola tie.
Oh,
Elizabeth.
that's his identification.
He has a pistol. And he has really nice like just clothing.
I
His
don't care
attire is
about that.
immaculate.
There's
a comb in his
naked.
back pocket.
I don't have any hair.
a
I don't
thin
need that
kind of-
shit.
Like
I don't need his comb.
metal
The
comb.
fuck out of here.
Can I bleed detector his thingy?
It glows. Yeah,
His bolo?
it's
It
bleeding.
glows.
All right, I'm gonna put it in a vial then, and then I'm gonna take his gun and I'm gonna put that in
So
my
you
pocket.
pull the bola tie off and you put it into the container.
Yeah, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna take his gun, then I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna put that away, and then I'm just gonna.
You're just gonna leave him sitting
So-
there until he wakes up.
I'm
I
gonna,
just
I'm
wanna
gonna
make sure.
sit him up
You're not.
behind the counter.
You said, okay, I just want to
You're
make
gonna tie
sure
him up with nothing.
you do understand. I want to make sure you understand something really quick before we get into moving his body. I'm just going to explain this one time for the rest of the all time. Okay, this
Okay.
is not a video game. When you knock
Yeah.
someone unconscious, they are not unconscious forever. If they are unconscious for longer than a minute, they are more likely to die than not. So I
Has
just want
it
to make
been a
sure you
minute?
understand.
Has it been a minute?
It hasn't, but it's very short after. You grab the item, you put it in your pocket, you grab the bola tie. These are like 30 seconds, right? Are you going to hang around with this guy you just knocked unconscious and violently assaulted, or are you going to leave the scene of the crime? Like
I'm gonna take everything, then I'm gonna leave.
you took the things that you took, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just fuck me.
I'm not
Cool.
gonna go across the
Because he was
street.
about to start to get back to conscious levels.
I'm not gonna go across the street. I'm just gonna fucking dip deeper into
you,
the town.
You hang out the door, you look, and at this point, the general store owner has left.
Okay.
The front where she ran out and talked. Catherine and Pearl, based on your rolls before, we're going to use those as the measure. You saw something happening outside, Catherine, but then got real focused back on like what was kind of present here. All these things seem to be like marked and labeled as the Radiance Corporation, but you actually recognize some of the brands and like products, and you're like, they're just relabeling things. Like this isn't theirs. They're selling stuff that's not their brand, but they're selling it out of this weird store, and they're asking for like fake money. Strange. But Pearl, you notice that Nicholas kind of solid snakes at the door. He's got a pistol in his hand, and is kind of looking out.
Look at him ragged
Oh,
and
it's in the
fucking bug
pocket.
eyed like
It's
he
in the
just
Crazy eyes.
No. I said
Like
what I
he
said.
pushed himself far.
You're holding the pistol. You're looking outside because if they see you, you're gonna have to fight them, and you got a gun.
True. You're right. You're
So
right.
you got the pistol, solid snake mode, and you can. You can't see the rest, but you don't see the people. They
Shoot
look
'em.
like they've turned down the
Save me,
street.
boss.
You pop out and you head
Don't
deeper into the
freeze.
town after putting the gun away in your pocket. Okay.
Can I roll a survey to see if Pearl sees me, see her?
There is no
See me?
fucking way that's the thing
Okay.
that's gonna happen because
You're
it's early
like,
morning.
Jonah, have you ever like looked into a shop with like a glass window?
Yeah.
No,
the
I don't
morning,
go
like,
outside.
You see Alex, you can't see.
I don't go
No,
outside.
He does not touch grass, Elizabeth.
Fair but sad go.
You know, that's my bad.
Yeah, you call them out. You call them out.
I'm gonna take all of the blame for that one.
Okay. It's okay.
Point of measure, you escape. That's the
All right,
key.
No, he doesn't.
Well, if he
Do
doesn't escape,
I
someone
see
will
him
save
coming
you,
out the door?
So
No. You've
No,
already been
no.
you've already been turned
I'm
down.
gonna tell the guards, look, there's a criminal.
You've already been turned down
I'm
a
gonna-
side street. You do not see any of that happen.
Nope. Because
if
you're.
he doesn't make it
Yes.
out, then nobody's gonna save you because we won't know you can take it.
Yeah, that's true. We wouldn't know to save you if somebody didn't get out because you're a genius.
Incorrect.
You
Pearl
saw me. You
and
saw me
Catherine
get-
both would have seen him get perp walked. It happened.
Okay.
You didn't
Oh,
see
I would
the,
have seen that?
Yeah, you didn't see the sneaky
Oh, okay.
shit. You saw the weird, like, she came outside and said, I saw two people go in there, and then head back
I
inside.
just let her do that. I just let her run outside and say that. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
You didn't
Yeah,
know that
that's
they
what
were in
happened
there.
because of your role.
I
Right.
knew. I was trying to get information from her to
And
see
then-
what the hell was in that store.
She kind of goes back to that conversation after she comes back in after talking to the Bobbies. She says, yeah, it was an old store. It was an antique store. They were selling a lot of cool relics that Morden Springs has been known for, and some other places nearby, some Brindleborn and stuff, but they were caught out. You see, they were selling kind of illicit materials out of their back room, and they haven't found all the money yet from that trade. But from what I hear, the guy didn't escape, so it might be the case he got lost. You know, like hid it somewhere, maybe in the woods or something.
The guy who owned the store?
Yeah, him and his
Wow.
son. They were. What's that drug called? Oh God, what's the drug called?
Hippity pop.
Thinking like spice? I don't know.
That's the drug.
It was red spice, wasn't it?
Yeah, red spice. That's it.
Oh, okay, I was right. It's even better.
All I
Old
heard,
Spice.
like your mic cut out the first word, so all I heard was spice, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Is this a
I
go?
was
Like,
like,
are we going
Dune?
back to Dune again?" Like,
Yeah.
what?
That's what I did say though.
That's
I mean, I did say spice.
We come full circle.
It's called Shy Halud, I think is good.
And then you laughed, and I was like, he got my joke.
It's that popcorn bucket.
Oh my God!
No.
I mean,
I mean,
Press
No!
the bot one.
no, you can't say that. That's not legal.
Jonathan.
I didn't say shit. It was Jonah. He did it. Focusing up. Back
Totally.
upstairs. Joseph, you've had plenty of time to formulate a sentence.
And I'm gonna
Pass.
use this.
Well, you're welcome.
What are you using?
He's
My,
using his
uh,
brain.
I'm
He
taking
better
a
be using
brain
his
mark
brain.
to ask the GM for an important occult detail that you would recognize from your studies, but has not yet been revealed in the scene.
You work in the mine. Tell me what goes on in there.
Is she able to respond to that?
She kind of. It's so bad. Undark changes everyone who's near it, who touches it. She kind of raises her hand, but you can see her like fingers are drooping, but not like in a normal sense because her hand's like this. Her fingers are kind of drooping as if they're kind of bending,
Oh,
like rubbery almost. And she kind of holds her hand up to you like that and says, "Everything's changing inside of me, and the other workers too. Some are stronger than others, but that's just the blessing that they got on birth, I guess. And there's people who run out into the forest, up into the mountain after they suffered green fever. Doctor said some people make it past it, some people die of it. But I know what the truth is. There's a third type. People what's changed by it turned into monsters."
oh. I'm like, oh.
When you kind of take a second and look at her hands, you can realize that her fingers are kind of broken. And if you do take the time to kind of first test if she's harmful, and then test if she's like, if you kind of, peruse her without catching, or
Wear gloves since he's a doctor, anyway.
sure,
And I wear gloves. I'm wearing gloves anyway because of the thing on my hand.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
yeah. You kind of touch her hands and can realize that her fingers are broken in multiple locations. And it feels like as you're kind of touching them, her, face kind of winces a bit. But she was already wincing really throughout, right? But what you're realizing is her bones are like shards of glass.
Ooh.
And it feels like just touching them, you can hear them kind of crisply cracking inside of her flesh. Whoa, baby cat, no tails.
Wait, is she turning into a glow stick?
Yeah. Yes, that's
Take her in
exactly.
half.
Snap
That's
her arm
low
and it starts
paralyzed.
glowing brighter.
That's exactly what the authors of this story wanted you to believe.
Yeah, her fingers got brighter as he cracked it.
Whatever the reward,
Um,
Patrick, for this game is, you will get double.
I would ask her if she wants me to give her something for the pain.
She looks at you. kind of says, "No, that's all right. It's useless. I've taken all sorts of things to try and help."
Has no one come up with anything to help with the green fever?
And when she kind of breathes out like that, you can see her eyes kind of like, it's almost as if she's like focusing, right? Her pupils kind of dilate a bit, but you can see that like in the interior of her pupils, there's like a green glow, similar to the faint glow of her teeth. But the way she turns to you after that breath, it catches the light just perfectly for it to be like cat's eyes. And she says, "No, there's no helping me. Kiko's gotta know that. But I can't tell her. And every time she tries to make me feel better, this rage builds up inside of me, and I just want to smash her face through that glass panel. I don't have the strength to do it, but whatever's inside me, I think does.
Well then.
If you want to help me, you got two choices, mister."
Doctor.
She doesn't know
Mr.
that.
Doctor.
He hasn't announced himself. She doesn't even know his name. And the only reason he knows her
We are
name
bad with names.
is because, yeah, it was very
He's like,
formal.
"Hi, Sarah."
Just as a heads up, I know it's not in
How you
modernity.
doing?
It's a very
Just,
hard thing because people don't know how to socially interact. But back in this time period, people would typically lead with a "Hi, my name is."
I mean, I feel like I look like a doctor, but like I guess I look like a city doctor, so she might not know what that.
She might know what that means, but she doesn't seem to care, right? Like she's not.
Ladies dying.
I'm like, maybe
She's
she just
got
feels
bigger
I'm
problems.
like, maybe
may not
she
be
just thinks
seeing
some,
you.
like, oh okay.
As anything besides like a red blur of a person that's talking. Like who knows? Or green blur, I guess it would be green. Just to keep it thematic. She says, two options are put me out of my misery, tell Kiko I love her, and that I had to do it, or just leave me be.
If only I was there with my new gun.
Because a gun would be very quiet and no one would notice one going off in a
I
town.
feel
Smother
like-
her with a pillow. She's not like she's gonna fight back.
I don't know.
Damn,
Whatever it's
yeah,
been, like
Jesus
she's turning into a
Christ.
monster. So
Like comes back downstairs. How is she?
She said,
She's in a better place.
I
You
feel
just
like I
smother her
could
with a
use
pillow.
medical equipment gear to probably
okay,
medically
we
kill
get
her
it,
if I
okay?
needed to.
It's possible. Like, I didn't think it wasn't. Jesus. Fuck. It's like a very...
You could probably flick her in the forehead and shatter her skull. What are you talking about?
My
I mean,
God.
you could just pick her up by her ankles and just slam her against the fucking bedpost
She's
if
a
you wanted
play
to.
like you inflatable
Slam her, bring her downstairs, and smack Elizabeth.
Throw her down
with
the
It'd be like
stairs.
last week all over again.
Ragdoll her down the stairs. She turned into a monster.
So the
I've never
gravity
seen anything
and the
like it.
seriousness of the scene has been ruined. Jesus Christ.
I
could
would
just
tell her
smother her.
that.
But it was
Oh my
it wasn't
God.
it wasn't just that. Like Kat definitely, oh wow, okay. That is epic. But then it was just I can do it with the med equipment, guys.
I'm like, I mean, I'm a doctor. I should be able to kill people like with medical equipment.
it's
Like
what
I
I
would know
do.
exactly what to do.
We got put Bessie down.
I know what to do, but I've never done it before. But I know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
think I've never done it before.
You think-
Very concerned.
Who knows?
Joseph and I are best friends. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I mean, you mean to tell me I never had to like put a soldier that was dying
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the misery?
For
Yeah,
sure.
for real.
Um,
Yeah.
but I would want her. I would tell her that she owes it to her wife to like say goodbye first. And I would step back
She would
and like
she
make
would-
my way towards the stairs.
Before you got there, she would say, "Wait, I can beat this. Don't tell her anything about what we talked about. Leave me be. I'll be fine." And her sentence
Get
there was
downstairs.
way different than all of the sentences before it. Normally, in her conversation with you so far, it sounds pained. It sounds very kind of hurt. But when she says that line, you're not seeing her as this bedridden kind of shambles of a thing. Instead, you're kind of just, you can see her forcing the soldier forward, mustering the kind of crunch.
You took both of them.
They're mine though, for me.
I was like,
Only.
what?
I'm fighting with my wife right now, but not really fighting.
Uh huh.
She
Mom and Dad are fighting.
she got
Oh, no.
trail mixes, and then she
Were you eating them all?
no, I stole them all, but they're for me though.
Sounds like makes sense.
I never
I
get
stole
never,
it from me.
I think
never
those
get
are
any.
Mine. But you wanted some. Not fair.
That's a damn
Never
lie.
any. Never not even one time. Okay. So she seems to kind of push forward her stalwart kind of soldier nature there in that statement, and another serious moment ruined by silliness. My wife wanting the trail. I want the trail. I'm going to get the trail mix. No reason I
Should
can't.
have
Oh,
gotten 2 trail mix.
I
Oh,
will honor your request. I say as I
episode.
walk
Oh
out.
yeah.
Okay.
Handful of
If
nuts.
this doesn't get you a subscriber, I don't know what will.
Then we will cut back to Alan. They take you down the way to a very big building that you're pretty sure you passed by already. That top drawing.
Factory.
Mm-hmm. And if we switch back to the other map, you can actually see it there on the map as well.
In the middle
Middle right there.
Do you see where
or at the top?
the railroad kind of goes, and there's the building, and then up on the mountain a bit, there's another building, and they're connected by
Cable car.
cable cars. Yeah, they're
I'd
taking
say,
you.
yeah, I see a building.
Taking me up the cable car.
They're not. They're taking you up
Oh.
the street,
Damn
because
it.
you can see that the town section goes up the hill on the left side,
Oh, they're taking me
and
off.
they come up around.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they take you to the factory.
They arrest somebody and take them to the factory? Okay.
Sauce.
Company
I
runs.
wanted
this
to be in
place.
here anyway.
I know.
They're probably gonna make him go in the mines.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Or
god,
turn
they're
him
gonna
into
make them
green.
work.
Goblin.
How they?
They're turning me into Green Goblin.
I mean, it's killing the people that work in it. Might as well put the people you are wanting to kill in there.
Alan, being this close to these guys, you kind of get a vibe. You're kind of getting vibe checks, right? You're kind of paying attention, focused. You're not out of your element here. You know, you've
Stupid.
been taken by
arrested
cops
a bunch of
before.
times.
You would notice that these guys feel off. There is a vibe check that is failing hard. They feel like even when they kind of gathered you up, there was like the normal generic questions, and you remember those. But they basically very much feel like they are,
They're running on autopilot.
or inhumanly so, right? There's like a strangeness and otherness that's kind of present to them. And as you're close to them and paying attention, you can see their hands are kind of spotted with small little, like, dry green patches. Very hard to see, like, on a distance. It's like I described before, like that, glow-in-the-dark paint in daylight. But they seem to be kind of zoned out, zonked out, if you will. But another thing you notice, too, is when they first kind of accosted you, they didn't feel like they were like phoning it in. Like they seem to kind of like, you know, they torqued on the cuffs on there. The manacles are hard on, you know, hard on your wrists. You kind of turned your arms behind your back, very very much like a manhandling, if you will. And you've been tussled by cops before. They felt slightly stronger than your average, you know, guy. Yeah.
Not their
Can I try to strike them up with a conversation?
They don't respond is the main thing. They seem to be kind of determinedly focused on kind of getting you to where you need to go. And you would see...
How are they like, do they have my like arms like fucking hard on? Like, can I move my... Can I like reach into my pocket and grab my lockpick or anything?
Yeah,
or,
if
like,
you want
grab it
to...
into my hand and hold it.
If you want to go ahead and just like... Because, again, a good measure for you to kind of like engage it, obviously, would be a sleight of hand roll. So a hide roll. And this is you kind of breaking out of the cuffs, but still wearing them. You know what I mean?
I'm doing a magician trick.
The magician
Oh, no.
trick. You can drive if you want, or you can just roll it straight. And if you do fail it, you can resistance.
Would this be
Hide. It's a sleight of
either
hand.
avoid security or detection? So probably not.
No, it's going to be a hide roll.
I'm just saying, like, would I have my extra dice?
Oh, it's not avoiding. Oh yeah, I guess
It's avoiding
it is.
detection.
It
I
is.
would think.
Yeah,
but-
I'll go with that.
okay. Oh, this is the best perk. How did I do that again? Oh, there we go. Please. Oh, I'm gonna spend a drive.
Oh, resistance. You're going to spend a resistance.
Resistance. How do I do it? There's a
Check it
reroll.
off. And reroll. You reroll a number of dice equal to your maximum
I
of your
think,
stat, so it's 2.
So 2 roll.
I think you
I
just
don't guild them again, though. Do I just roll
No,
them?
regular roll.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
lord.
My hand is, I'm slipping.
Oh, your hands are stuck in
My
those
are stuck in
handcuffs.
these.
Not
They
flipping,
bring
they
still
stuck.
on here. I
Nowhere.
cannot get them off. I'm like, god damn.
You try. In the process, you drop the fine tool. Now, this isn't the whole tool set. It's just one specific small element of the tool, so it's not going to affect it, right? It still works for the scene, or for the game. But the stonework here, where you drop it, creates a very noticeable and audible ping, 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 ping. Guy looks over at it. And they've just been kind of letting you kind of keep to your own pacing. They haven't been like accosting you, but they've been guiding you with gentle pushes and nudges, right? Guy looks down, the one who had the gun trained on you. Reaches down, picks it up, looking at it, seems to recognize what it is, puts it in his pocket, and then reaches behind you and grabs a hold of the cuffs and pulls and then pushes and starts kind of force walking you, like harshly, in the direction of where you're going. His what was kind of a brusque manhandling is now a more like targeted, kind of like moving you, kind of shifting your arms, pushing you where you need to go.
Whoa, calm down there, buddy.
And this will actually cause you to take a mark on body.
Ooh.
Because he is basically dragging you by your wrist at this point.
Oh, he's behind me.
Well, yeah, it's like I mean, he's pushing you by your wrist, but it's like, yeah, you feel like a lot of the
My
weight is
shoulder,
kind
if
of
I can pop, my shoulder
Yep.
blades are popping.
that. You know, and yeah, you can
Cuffs digging into your wrists.
digging into your back. Like it's a whole thing. You're definitely not having a fun time. Is the main thrust of that. They eventually get you into the factory, but before they do, you can see that there are a couple of things that you notice just kind of as you're kind of walking up. Radiance Corporation logos are everywhere, right? And there are some markers that kind of have the advertisements for Undark. The strangest thing about that is it looks like they were painted kind of a vibrant green, but there are patches of the signs that look like they have just kind of like melted away. Like it's like those scenes in Fallout where you can see kind of like the just breakification of like metal and pieces. It's just that, but then there's also kind of a vibrant green kind of on it. You would also notice that they seem to be coming out of the mine proper with, instead of carts, like you would expect, like, or mine carts, filled with some sort of, like, material, they instead seem to be coming out with large tankers or, like, barrels, which would contain, like, a liquid, not so much solid. And you can actually see there's patches of these splatterings all about. So you understand that Nicholas's thought process on this being some sort of like milk excretion from a primordial predator seems to be on point and is confirmed now.
Oh, brother.
When you get pushed into the area, hold on. The
Don't ask me to roll because my rolls are off.
the guards leave you at a chair, and they point to one of the factory workers who are nearby and say, "Hey, you, over here. Keep an eye on him until we get back." The guy kind of goes, "Okay. Yeah, no problem." And they make sure to kind of like latch your manacles to the chair. It's kind of like a metal bolted down kind of chair. The guy kind of looks at you and sits across from you.
So does this guy seems zonked out of his head, or does it seem normal? Like,
Seems normal. There's a couple small patches of green on him, but he just looks like a tired worker, laborer. And he sits across from you, and he says, my name's Olu. What's your name?"
well, I'm Alan, brother. How you doing?
What
Just Peach.
what'd you do? You're not from around here, are you?
Well, I don't know. I just walked into that antique store down there, and these guys kicked the door in.
Is the antique store open again?
No, just looking around town. I just got here.
Well, that's too bad. Nods his head, and he says, "So, what are you doing here then? You coming to work?"
Go look around. Is there anyone within earshot other than him?
He says, "Well, they shouldn't be locking you up. That's not fair. If you're just here, they're probably. What did they get you? Just going into the antique shop?
Yeah.
No, that's not right." "Okay, well, hold on a second." He reaches into his tool belt, walks over to you, says, "Let me give you a hand here," and takes his tool, kind of starts helping you kind of break the manacles, and he says, "Okay, you get out of here. They shouldn't be holding you up. You want to like hit me on the face or something, make it look dramatic, or just leave it?"
Brother, I don't think that would help my case there very much, but let me ask you some questions.
Sure.
Appreciate it, though. How long you been working here?
Oh, maybe a couple months.
Man, you ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh, I've seen some weird stuff. Yeah. Green fever isn't something I was ever heard of, but they say it's some sort
Green
of
fever. Is that what they call it?
yeah.
It's a fever, all right.
They're it's
Down to the bones it is.
it's like a toxic green liquid that we get. We're not allowed to go where it is. We just are the people who kind of handle it on its way up the passageways. It's pretty deep in there.
So it is down in the mines.
Yeah.
Some
Somewhere.
them barrels over there y'all be dragging up. That underdock stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're handling. That's the liquid we bring up. They use it as a dyeing material. It's concentrated when it comes up, and then they kind of he gestures towards the factory, which you're in, but you're kind of like on the outskirts of. There's large vats in there. They kind of mix it in with runoff from the mountain. I think there's some other fluids that they utilize.
Brother, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
Since you let me go, I'm going to tell you Very important secret. Keep it to yourself.
Okay.
Quick. Right now.
I can't do that. I'm making a lot of good money here. I mean, nothing I can spend either, because they only let me spend company money here. But the money I'm making's pretty good, and I've been sending it back to my family back in Totergrass, so I can't really do that. I mean, you look like you probably arrived here on a train, might have some fancy tools there you got on your belt, and that's all fine
You
and
got a
good.
fancy tool yourself there.
He literally broke your thing off with like a small
A wrench.
like a pick. It was like a pick. It was like for like breaking a rock. Or a hammer for like putting up wood like shafts or whatever. But it wasn't anything fancy. And he'll say, but I'll take your words into consideration.
Brother, no. Kind of leaning real quick, real close here. You get out now while you can.
Okay.
I've seen a lady literally melt into a puddle of blood.
Oh, well,
because of this stuff.
That sounds like the green fever took somebody.
It's
Real bad.
worse than the green fever.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch it.
She didn't touch it.
Yes, she did. She wore a
She,
dress.
she wore a
She's wearing
dress,
it.
man. Y'all done processed it and diluted it, and it still fucking killed
But
her.
that's not supposed to happen. I mean, they got plates people eat off of, no problem. And bowls and cups.
Bowls and cups, you say?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
You mean that return addresses that were on the train? All
What's
them
that?
recalls.
What's that now? I don't know what you're talking about. But look, I'll take your words into consideration. I don't want to think too hard about it right now. If you are going to be in town past nightfall, I highly suggest finding a place to stay. I got some room in my front room, and he kind of tells you, just blotches off his address. It sounds like it's not too far from kind of the town area on the other side. If you need somewhere to stay, since you're new to town, they don't really have a place for folks who aren't working.
I'll keep that in mind, brother. But just to take you up on your offer. Don't want you to get in trouble with nothing. Grabs him on the shoulder. Just
Bam!
just,
He kind of, oh, that's smart.
just
Good hit, though. Good hit. And he'll kind of like make it look like he...
disappear.
Yeah.
Out the
I want you to, since he is actually kind of limiting you in this regard, I want you to go ahead and make a strike roll.
limiting me.
And when I say
Let
that,
me hit him.
what I say that is like your role is dependent on his. The role is important, but what I mean by that is the limiter is. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Roll your dice. It's hard for me to describe. My brain doesn't work
I'm
sometimes.
gonna spend a drive, I guess.
Okay.
6
Ooh.
Solid hit. Very
Wow.
solid hit.
on the ground. He's fucking.
Yep. Yeah, you topple him. He's not unconscious. He's
Just like, oh fuck, what the?
he
Oh.
definitely got
He's
a
got
bit
an
more than-
excuse now. He's got a big old bruise. Yeah,
a bit
he
more than
told
he
me
was
to watch him. I
expecting.
walked over, that motherfucker stood up and punched me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna snap my finger at him and be like, "Get out of town." I'm gonna fucking out the door.
And you head out. Okay. Meanwhile, Nicholas, you kind of make your way into the town on the northern side. And you can see that there are a number of barrels that have been put on a kind of just simple kind of automobile carriage type thing. It's like the precursor of like a moving truck, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like they have a number of these barrels with the Radiant logo on the side. You can also see that like it does look like the paint, which is kind of like a I'd say probably like a reddish color, has faded off of it quite a bit. And from what you can tell, it looks like the exterior of these barrels is lead. And that
It's base paint.
tracks you back to when Alan described the interior of the bag where the bones were found on the train. That interior lining, the more you think on it, it sounds like it was a lead-lined bag.
And the truck is like a lead facing or whatever.
Truck is just a normal ass truck. It's just the barrels seem to have lead,
Oh,
be
the
made
barrels
out of
have
lead.
Okay, okay. Hmm. So then, did I see where they were taking the barrels from, or do I just see them on the carriage,
Yeah,
auto carriage?
they're just barrels on the carriage, like side of the automobile. Yeah.
All right. Is there anyone talking near the vehicle?
Nope.
Okay. Um, and do I know where the factory is?
Yeah. You can see it from where you're at because you headed north.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll head towards the factory
Okay.
and
I'd
I'll
say
let
since you had some time kind of retreating, moving about, etc., at about the same time, you see two guys come out who look familiar to you.
Mhm.
When you see them coming out, you very much understand that you might be in, eye shot, and you know you don't belong up here. What would you
Mhm.
do in response to seeing them?
I'll uh I'll hide behind like a building or something.
Okay. Do you still
Yeah.
have the mannequin hand in your hand?
No, I
No,
dropped that.
he put it in the other guy's
Oh, that's right. That's
pocket
right.
and
That's
took
right.
his
That's right.
gun. Like, I'll trade you this for this. Thanks.
Okay.
I dropped it.
Like, I'm gonna wake up so confused. Like, what the fuck?
No hide roll necessary. This one's
Okay.
just a simple kind of narrative beat. You kind of move into position hiding, and they kind of walk,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're headed straight down the hill, heading right back towards the antique shop, right?
Yeah.
You wait there for a couple moments. Don't you dare do it. Hey.
All right, I
Don't
won't
you
wait
dare
there
wait
for a
there
couple
for a couple
moments.
moments.
Don't you dare do
Don't do
it.
that. Don't you dare wait there for a minute. You run.
Nalen's being a little brat. Anyway, they head down the hill, presumably back towards the antique shop. You
Okay.
wait there for a few minutes because you understand that you're kind of, waiting for them to get past so they won't be able to spot you. Then you see a grouping of factory workers coming out, and you're already in a hiding position,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that if you just kind of pop out, it's going to be confusing for people and questions will be asked, so you just maintain the hiding position, and you watch as
Yeah.
they seem to be pulling the barrels up onto the back of the truck, filling out the back of the empty space that's available there.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of shooting the shit, but most of the words that you're hearing them say sound like they're doing like casual talk, like this girl in the town, or there's this new beer at the bar, or some bullshit, right? Local talk.
Mm-hmm.
You spend a couple minutes kind of listening into that, and then at about the time you're kind of bored with it and they're about finished up, you see Alan pop out of the factory with a kind of broken handcuff hanging from one of his wrists.
All right. All right. I see my boy Alan. He's safe and sound.
Gonna
He'll
cut.
probably go.
Stupid, but safe and sound.
Gonna cut from you two. So Pearl and Catherine, you kind of stay in the shop. If you want to engage with Kiko, go ahead. Let's go ahead. This would be post the event outside and kind of her shifting gears back from like I have to look like I care to I don't, and I'm just gonna sit here moodily. You're muted if you're talking, Elizabeth. There it
She had
is.
just told us about the where did I put that? The father and son that
Right.
were
Selling
illicit
spice.
things,
Yeah.
red spice possibly, and they got away, and the money hasn't been found. Maybe they ran into the woods.
Right.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Sorry, my cats are being really bad. Nayland.
Distracting.
That's good. Don't get down from there. Okay.
All right. Where else my train of thought? So I started thinking about how cute Naylin is. So
So
You were sitting so still, like whenever you said so, that I thought you froze.
okay.
that's my brain not working anymore.
Insert loading icon across
You
your
take your time. I'm gonna go ahead and
Hey.
get some more trail mix. That way I don't have
I
to.
just need.
I wouldn't.
Little
I
circle.
wouldn't walk. Would I have walked downstairs by now, or would this be while I was having the interaction? Okay.
You're still upstairs. Got it.
I was at the end of my interaction. I started walking downstairs. So
Um. So no one took over the shop or anything, or is that why they? Is it closed?
Mm.
Mm.
God damn it! You took
Start
a
eating a
little.
snack while this is going on. She got a fucking cheese wheel out of nowhere.
Company said they weren't getting returns on it, so they just took everything and took it up to the factory.
They took the antiques up to the factory?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the hoity-toity company men live up that way, so I'm assuming that they got them in their houses.
Oh.
That makes sense. Can't just have it sitting there. I'm sure some people would actually break in, try and steal it. Did the owners of the shop, did they work in the mines too, or have they just always lived here?
Oh, they were locals before the company came out.
So they've always been here.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Interesting.
Have you always been here?
Oh, no, we just moved not too long ago.
You moved after y'all got married?
Mm-hmm. We were looking for work, and we found it here. I had a bit of money. My father left me an inheritance, and I used it to buy this shop from the old man who had it. He was getting kind of sick, and his wife had passed away. I later learned that she had passed away from the green fever, and
there it is.
Passing away.
the
Did he get it too?
footfalls of the steps, you can hear them as Javier returns downstairs. And she goes, no. But she seems to kind of just say it distantly. She's kind of looking over at the door, or at the steps, and sees Javier. What's the look on Javier's face?
I guess pretty stoic. I mean, I've seen lots of sick people.
Okay.
I guess kind of a little puzzled because of the like turnaround in how, yeah, like I guess just like mentality wise made her the difference from the beginning of the conversation to the end, I guess. So yeah, I guess a little puzzled, but
Sometimes it's easier to face death than tell somebody the truth. Add a character note. She doesn't seem to want to.
Truth is painful.
She doesn't want to say that she quit
yeah.
to her wife. She wants to quit, but she doesn't want to have to tell her wife that's the case.
So I guess we notice
Yeah, Javier.
down
Sure.
the stairs. I'm sure that
He's a bit of a presence. I'm sure if you walked into the room, you would notice.
okay.
He's
I demand.
handsome, debonair, sharply dressed comparatively. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like because I look homeless. I got you.
Right. Remember.
Okay.
Cancel.
Oh, God, because of anti-homelessness? Jesus. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for
Seriously, we're-
disparaging the
First we get homophobia, now we're hating on the...
Anti-homeless.
Misogyny,
I'm sorry for
Misogyny, all of it.
the unhomed. I'm sorry. Okay?
classism.
There's a lot of tropes in real life that are hard to resist.
So How is she, Javier?
You can notice a palpable like change in her attention too. She seems to be very.
Yeah, I figured she would probably be paying more attention to him at that point.
I think, or no, I'll like look at her and I was like, I'll ask, has no one made any sort of like, medical attempts to cure this?
She'll explain to you what she explained to the others, and kind of just reiterate it. She says that the doctors say that she's got green fever, there's no cure, and that she just has to get bed rest and she'll get over it. There's a chance that she passes away, but
I don't think that she's gonna get over it.
you can just see her like psyche just shattering behind her eyes.
And then I would tell her, I was like, I think that you should. What's the word I want to use here?
And as you-
Prepare, make arrangements.
As you
No,
say,
I was gonna say, I think you should.
hold on.
Okay.
As you say, I think you should, and you're trying to think of the words, she says, I think you should get the fuck out. Right now.
Okay.
And if you do start heading for the door, like you can notice as you're kind of stepping out, the bell chiming, you can notice that she's unable to hold it in before she's angry face. But before you get outside, she's crying and like burying her face onto the book she was looking at. Which, again, Pearl, because of your really good rolls, by the way, you looked over at it just kind of casually, and the book appears to be some sort of romance novel.
Well, since we've already been out the door, I was gonna thank
I'm
her
out
for
the
her
door. I
time.
don't know that she picked both of you
Oh.
up. I don't.
Was she?
I'm
did
the.
it
She
seem
didn't
like
really
she
pay
was-
attention to you before.
She won't break unless everybody's leaving. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's
That makes sense.
that part is predicated on you leaving. So if you
Yeah.
don't leave, she'll still hold the angry, get the fuck out look.
Yeah.
I would
Uh,
like right before I walk out the door, I would tell her, to, like remember that the person to blame for this is not herself, but the company that's forcing them to work in these mines and get sick. And I just would leave before she could respond.
There wouldn't have been a reply other than if everybody else is leaving, the crying.
Poor things.
there's nothing you can do.
Her bones were like glass. She asked me to put her out of her misery. And I told her that she should. It would be wrong to do that to her wife.
That's fair, but she's gonna keep suffering, isn't she?
I don't know that she's actually in there anymore.
Sounds interesting. Whatever do you mean, Doctor?
Like, she's gone. It's not like.
Like,
she
possessed
said
or
some-
just like
she said
she's
some
just-
people turn into monsters, but
What?
she may have just lost.
Soldiers,
Excuse me, what?
soldiers say
Yeah.
some attention right there. What?
Excuse me? What do you mean? Did she elaborate further on this?
Well, I mean, between like the ragged breathing and dying in front
Probably
of me,
not.
and asking me to kill her. No, she did
No,
not.
no, she didn't. All right, didn't fail to
Um,
mention that part. Okay.
She said they have, some people get better, some people don't get better, and some people like escape past like the woods and may become monsters or something.
The
All I know
woods.
is I have a like reignited fury to figure out what the fuck is going on in this town.
As you are kind of coming out onto the street, kind of like maneuvering and getting ready to walk in a direction, it's at that moment all three of you kind of realize, where are we going?
Well,
And
I would,
the only spot
ask-
that's been mentioned and that seems to be of interest has already been investigated by your two wayward associates. the antique shop.
We're good. Me and Nichols are on an adventure. Don't worry about it. Y'all go talk to that sick lady. Okay.
Well, I was going to suggest that we either look for these geniuses, or perhaps you would like to speak to the local doctor to see
Cue
if there's
this
other
moment we come
cases
running down
and
the hill with a fucking army of guys chasing us.
further
I'm
or
like-
get more information on the other cases.
I don't even know
Obviously, we know there are other
if
cases.
there's a
though.
doctor, or because she said, like, they said doctor, but like maybe it's just someone that is in the mine that is
It's just
Company
bullshit to
man.
him.
pretending to be a doctor since they know what they're doing to them.
This sounds like a lot of cover-ups.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you said
And
some
I don't
people
know anything that
escaped to
happened.
the woods?
Well, just keep in mind, I have no idea what happened while I was upstairs with the guy.
Oh, yeah, you have no idea that.
So-
Oh, by
so
the
I'm
way,
like-
let's fill you in.
I'm,
Well, the lady did say that the guy and his son also escaped to the woods. Maybe we need
That's-
to look into the woods?
Yes.
The conversation, as
I
it
love
goes, is kind of interrupted by the sound of the door of the antique shop opening. And you see the very finely dressed man, kind of like rubbing his neck and rubbing his head, come out, kind of look at you three. Did you see the man who ran away from here? The one that hit me in the head? Or it could have been a woman, or a non-binary person. I didn't see them. They struck me in the head. I don't want to be patriarchal about it. I didn't get struck in the head, and I didn't see who the fuck it was. Was it you? Was it one of you? Oh, it was all of you. You're under arrest.
He screamed misogyny.
And he draws this gun that he doesn't have because someone stole it.
he pulls out a mannequin hand.
I didn't really think about what he was gonna
Yeah,
say
right?
before he
Like,
started
right.
talking. So I'm gonna start
like-
that. I'm gonna start the scene over. He
He
says,
looks at it.
"Hey,
The mannequin in his holster like a gun. It's just there you go.
you three, did you see where the culprit went?
Culprit?
Culprit?
Someone struck me on the head. He was with that person who got dragged away. You didn't see it?
No. Do you need
No.
a doctor?
You need a doctor?
He kind of walks. He kind of walks past you and kind of moves towards the general store.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Enters in. You can see him and Kiko having a conversation.
Is she having a conversation, or does he walk in and she's still a pile of
Oh,
tears?
she seems the second that she saw him, kind of like started, trying to muster herself.
She did the retail pull yourself together. The
Yeah.
okay.
After having
I cried in the
Hi.
back. I'm good now. Yeah.
after having the
Yeah.
absolute psyche break,
Just the look away.
the cry in the stairwell
Hi.
moments.
Everyone who knows who's worked
The
retail
stress
knows that
sob
one.
into perfect.
I gotta go in the back. I gotta go cry in the freezer.
Go cry in the freezer. Go cry
Scream
in
in
the
the-
walk-in. I
Scream
am
to
crying
the
more
scream to
than
the
one walk-in.
void.
I gotta go check
And you come out, the one
check
guy's like,
the
you know that's
freezer
not
for
soundproof,
some.
right?
Oh look, we're out of.
The will to live.
Baby.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Uh,
Oh look, we're out of the will to live. Better order some on the next
Yeah,
delivery.
need to order some of that.
Oh, shit. It does look like they're having a conversation, though. You can't really make out what they're saying. Unless there's a read lips function in here. I don't know.
There is. Interpret
Wouldn't
body
be me.
language.
Oh, yeah. Read.
Oh,
oh
nice.
yeah.
I'll do it.
I got 2 pips in that.
Me too.
Ooh.
I could try.
Read
It
that
ain't
body
me.
language.
Go for it.
I'm working on it.
You can. Okay.
Oh my lord.
1, 2, 3. Oh, here, hang on. Let me add to
Second
this
roll of
garbage.
this entire game.
So,
You know,
with
I'm
that
gonna
gilded
resist
roll, you would have been able to recall a drive in cunning, but you haven't spent any, I don't think, yet.
Correct.
So just understanding the mechanic. Increase your chances for rolling good by driving, and then refresh your drive by gilding.
Does using a resistance lets me reroll that? Right.
Correct.
I'm gonna do
But it lets you hold on. What is your read pips? How many pips do you have in read? So you can
got a
reroll
little
2 dice.
star and then 2.
Yeah, and the rerolls will not be gilded.
So,
You'll just roll it straight.
wow.
Oh, damn it!
God.
Ooh.
I'm out of here.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, and
Wow.
1, 2. Oh no.
I want you to roll it one more time just to make sure it's
No.
I
not
think it
broken.
just hates me.
Resistance is spent. So yeah, you do not understand what's going on inside. However, the problem for you, Pearl, is you realize too late that the two of you are kind of making a concerted and noticeable effort to try and detect what's going on. You're staring, is what you're doing.
I
Yeah.
just
love
walked by, I was
how
like,
you
ah,
went
my
with-
head. Out of my way.
You do make out what this guy seems to have said and asked, and what she replied. Yeah, I saw a guy come out. He had a gun. I didn't think much of it. And then he looked like he was, possibly one of the company men, and then he rushed off. I think he went up north towards the factory, so I just assumed. And I had the customers that I was dealing with. And that's when he kind of turns and looks over at you, and you're kind of staring, and he goes, and then nods and says, "Thank you." What do you three do at that moment? It does look like he's getting ready to come towards the door and exit.
Oh.
But you can do something if you want.
I mean, we weren't purposefully trying to distract her.
Yeah.
So we're just
Natural.
kind of natural. Yeah, exactly.
It's always an option.
Read the paper upside down.
Start whistling a tune.
Pearl would turn back to Catherine and Javier and be like, I think everyone's getting very suspicious since our friends have gotten themselves into a pickle.
Man comes
Yeah.
out. Hey,
I say,
you
"Take
three.
what?"
You three. Hey.
Yeah.
And he walks over.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
you
Did
came in on the
she
train
see
today?
something? Yeah, we were very interested in the dyes
God.
and things that we saw at
That is the
the
worst
fair.
fucking lie. Go ahead and make a sway roll, please.
I mean, it's not that bad.
It's just
of
the
a
way
lie.
you delivered it. It obviously
I
shows
was-
that nobody
Yeah,
practiced a reason
the
to lie
dyes
here.
and stuff. Yeah. That stuff.
Remember, before you roll, too late. So since you have no points in it, you roll 2 dice and you get the lowest of the roll. So you
Yeah.
roll the 1. He says, "Yeah, sure. You came in on the
We-
train. Were you with that guy that we took
don't
away?"
know. We don't know who you're talking about, as we didn't see him. I really do think you should let the doctor examine your head, though.
He's looking straight into Pearl's eyes.
Trying to
The man we
divert.
took away. The burglar.
Poor Pearl.
You saw him. I know you did.
We all saw him, or except
I
No.
didn't see him.
no, you
Okay.
did. You did.
Oh,
Catherine did, because there was a whole thing. Javier is the only one who wouldn't have.
he's standing here like, what?
Alan, yes.
I was seeing a potential patient.
You
I
were.
have no idea what you were talking about,
Well, if
sir.
you just name dropped him.
Did he try and steal something, or
No, but his accomplice, whose name I don't know yet, hit me on the head and took some important matters from me. In particular, a strange device which I think he had on his person. I'm going to have to ask you folks to submit to a search.
We haven't done anything wrong.
You got 2 options. Submit to the search or get the hell out of town.
Hit him with the mannequin hand.
He has the mannequin hand.
Block him.
Not again!
Knock him out.
Search me.
About
That's
to say,
fine.
like,
You want to sleep again, mother?
Oh my god!
about to,
You don't talk about friends like
You
that.
guys are a really handsy group of individuals.
yeah, yeah, I'm like straight ready to throw hands.
Oh my god.
If only I had an extra one.
There we go. Those are your options. Head to the train station, expect the next train there, or submit to a search. Everything you've got on you. Let's see it.
That's fine. You can search me. I don't have anything to hide. I'm a member of the press. I went to the fair and I was interested in what's...
Do you have any tools or devices that would be considered Candela Obscura kind of specific?
I have camera and
Nope.
my press credentials.
Oh,
Hi.
he goes. He goes to search Pearl. It's not like he's like giving you a pat down or anything. He's just asking you to turn out your bag and stuff, and like
Yeah,
if you have any
she'll
pockets.
show him, and it's like notes and things.
He's not like full on like searching you.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a TSA stop or anything. So you turn out your bag, and he sees the the photo maker, the camera.
Photo maker. Oh my,
My brain
gosh.
doesn't work sometimes, okay? And my cat is being such a little roasty, little
He wants
succulent
trail mix.
pig. He is a succulent, delicious little baby pig. And I just
Oh,
want
you know what? You know what he wants?
to.
Cheese sticks.
I'm gonna gobble that cat up. I'm gonna gobble the cat up. But
Little soupy
anyway,
baby.
he is a bad. Shut up about that. No, it's not for you. Okay, so focusing back up.
Yeah.
So,
She has like ink pens,
He will
pads
say,
of paper,
"Oh."
camera.
Are you reporting on something here?
Well, as I said, I was at the fair and then I came here. You can believe me, or you.
Well, no, that's not
No.
what I'm asking. Like, if you're coming here and you're doing, any kind of journalism, you're actually expected to report that at the train station. They didn't tell you?
No,
No.
they didn't. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
there was that. There was that trouble this morning on the train.
That
Well, you're obviously aware there was some trouble on the train. I don't need to tell you
yeah.
about.
There was some sort of bag that was confiscated.
Don't
or
worry about it.
something.
It's not important. But yeah, they should
It
have
didn't
told
seem
you
like
before you
newsworthy.
disembarked the train that if you were planning on doing any journalism or reporting for any new fair papers, that you need to speak to the higher ups first. We'll go ahead and drag you out that
Oh.
way.
Let's correct that.
After this conversation, he looks over at Catherine Soldier. Thank you for your service, but I'm still going to need to see what you got. And do you have any tools that would be Candela Obscura, or do you resist in any way? Stop being bad.
Wow.
Not you, cat. This cat.
I mean,
Yeah, cat.
Quit being a
Quit
little
being
baddie.
bad. Quit being a bad soldier.
Oh, look at that soupy baby.
Oh.
You don't want to be held like a baby. Why are you baby-sized?
Right?
Yeah.
Anything about that?
y'all are being extra good tonight. See, this is what happens. Punishment to bad kitties.
Punishment.
Just remember
That's
that.
They're
correct.
like, you're giving them ideas now. They're like, we get to be held if we bad. Okay, come here, bitch.
So-
Snatch 'em up.
Attacking
Does Catherine turn out her
3,
bag for
2.
the
Uh,
mysterious stranger?
So, quick question for out of character. You
Yeah.
say, do we have anything that would be Candela Obscura? Is he asking that? Or are you asking?
I
Also-
as the
Okay,
They're
because I'm
remember
like,
that-
really specific.
You remember the cat has like the biggest bag in the world. With
I
it.
do. That's why I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You gonna go through that whole thing?
I would like to try to sway him to not go through it.
if you kind of play it, if you're trying to stop him from doing it, you're trying to convince him of something. I'll need you to make a
Open
sway.
it up and on the top are
Okay.
undies.
I'll need you to make a sway roll. But you're not. If
She's
you're
got
not.
like a bag full of guns and shit.
You're not holding-
You're like,
Oh, guns.
But I also
had all
have
the
the,
guns.
He has the bleed detector in the pocket. He doesn't have to search the
Oh,
pocket
yeah.
though.
No, wait.
Distract him with the gun.
How many bleed detectors do we have in this group? 3?
It's just
I think just 2.
2.
I
Then
have
the
one.
doctor
one.
and Nicholas has one. Yeah.
He
I
has
don't
the
have
Oh.
vial.
Oh, he has
So
it.
there's
I have
The
the
3.
doctor
vial.
has the vial.
Oh.
He gave it to her. She asked for it.
Yeah.
She has
I
the bleed
think-
detector. Okay, so you have it in your bag, and that means that when he searches
Well,
your bag,
My
he,
pocket.
yeah, okay, but he's obviously you're gonna distract him with the bag. So what we're looking at here, and this is a interesting play. I am gonna go ahead and let you make a sway roll. You're trying to convince him that whatever it would be in the bag, right?
Yes.
But what I want to kind of denote here is I'm going to give you a free, like refunded point of drive because I think the conditions of this play into you having kind of an edge on this, having an advantage.
Okay.
So you're going to make a sway roll,
Okay.
and you'll
It's like my
add
bag,
one
all got
drive.
Standard equipment.
One of the cunning things.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then
So
when you're
I've got-
done with it, just up
Just
tip
add
your
dice.
cunning.
Say that again. I'm sorry. What was that? Oh, I'll still have 3 cunning after I'm done with this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and you can spend those as well. Okay. So, it goes well, but you definitely notice that he seems a bit confused by the guns,
That's understandable.
and he says, "What's with all the weapons?"
I'm a soldier. That's just what I carry
I've
with me.
seen some shit. Just deadpan. I've seen some shit.
And I would speak up. I would be like, so, like, she's here to protect me. I am here as a doctor trying to treat people that are getting sick. Like I said, I was with a patient, which is why I have no idea what you're talking about.
He kind of moves away from Catherine. Catherine succeeded, and the mixed element will kind of play into you coming at this from a tilted position, and we've already got that. You've already kind of come at it from a kind of angle that's you're loose. There's loose footing here, right? So he says to you in response, "Is that so? Did the company pay for you to come out here and do that, or are you doing it all on your own?"
I'm doing it on my own.
Interesting.
I don't need the company's money.
You don't
Like,
need the company's
looks at my-
money. That's true, but you do need the company's permission. You do understand this is a town that's owned by a corporation, and there's rules to follow, contracts that
course.
need to be upheld. So you and your journalist friend will need to come with me on up to the factory, and then I want you. And this is going to be a very, very different kind of positioning to choose which role you want to go with. You can roll a hide roll to basically try and slip us past in a distractionary method, you getting searched at all. Or you can make a sway roll to try and convince him that we should go up there now and speak to them. Your choice.
Oh, I have no points in either of those, so
It doesn't matter. And yeah, no benefits
It's
are
gonna
boosted.
fail.
Six
anyway.
half dozen.
Pluses
So-
here.
Six.
So you're saying sway him to not search him now, but
So
obviously we
it's-
would be searched if we got up there, right?
It's
But
sway
we still
or
have
hide.
to go from.
It's basically the sway would basically to convince him to just move past it, and the hide distract portion would basically be to kind of like, I already showed you. Well, it's kind of like, yeah, you're distracting to try and kind of move past it. I already showed you what I had on me, kind of deal. And then the sway is just to convince. Well, then yeah, I guess we should go up there and see them.
Mm-hmm.
Take me now. More of a command than a
Take.
trickery. So you can spend as much drive as you want out of your cunning. You have 2 left, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can spend as much of it as you like.
I would sway him to take us now.
I can't have any good rolls today.
Ooh.
Oh my
no.
goodness.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're
So-
not playing Call of Cthulhu.
He is going to very quickly with Javier as you kind of, take on you've rolled sway, as you kind of take on a commanding kind of presence. He kind of takes a more kind of
I feel
authoritarian
like it would be
law.
more convinced than command.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
My,
That's
not
fair.
a command.
It was kind of like you could take me up to see them right now, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's commanding, but like more convincing. You're
I'm
right.
like telling him I'm here to help people. Like you can take me to get permission from whoever I need to get permission from.
He is
It
going
sounds like
to
a lot of your workers are dying, and you would like for them not to. So
physically, in a sense, like not even caring about that. Like that didn't even seem to strike a chord. There's no emotion here, right? He just takes your medical bag and wherever the device is, because I'm sure it's not like perfectly seated inside of your. Because again, Javier, you have the
He has
vial.
the vial.
I have
yeah.
the vial. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
So the vial is taken from you. Your medical bag is taken from you. It doesn't look like
the vial's in my pocket. I just take
Yeah.
it out, take the cork out, and splash it on his face.
hold on.
Roll a strike.
Hold on. So obviously that is a crazy action.
Pocket sand.
I wanted to punch him in the
But it
face, but
just
I don't
might
want to do that
work.
anymore.
We keep getting these like
I'm
very
just
joking
kidding.
kind of
I-
things. I need to know if you're serious. or
My
not.
character's not an aggressive character.
Fair enough. He does
I am.
I have taught
basically
you well, Padawan.
seeing
Let's
the
do
bulge
it.
in your pocket
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and also the medical
We're
bag.
just happy to see him.
He secures both items. It does not look like he takes the time to register anything. Instead, he just kind of quickly opens the bag, puts the vial in it without looking at it or caring, and shutting it. Because I think you'll agree, bleed detector.
Everything here is glowing green anyway. So
Well,
I don't have a bleed detector.
It's probably
so-
it's probably the case that these are not clear vials, right? These are
Yeah.
not.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
probably a little less Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like ooze container, and it's probably a bit more like just like a solid.
Medical looking, like
Yeah, well,
like
like
a doctor would have this vial on
Yeah,
him.
It's like
probably
those,
a lead line vial.
It's like those it's like those it's like those old timey popcorn makers, right? It's like one of those like steel contraptions that you can kind of like
Yeah.
capture it with. So he just
What did I
tosses
say?
it into the bag
Jiffy Pop?
and shuts it, and then the metal ones that kind of like
A
seal.
Jiffy Pop.
Yeah, that. It's like that. Sans
The
the
ones
pop.
that
Old-timey.
expand.
It sans the popping. Yeah, it's a jiffy, as they say.
Pops.
He
that what they
secures
say?
it in the bag. It doesn't look like he registers it or takes into account what it might be, but I think we agree that it would probably be less conspicuous than like a bleed detector, right?
Yeah.
Right. That
This
looks
is
like
a
an
piece-
EMF reader.
Yeah, it's like an artifice, a piece of artifice versus like a
Yeah.
weird, like, vial. He'll take that, put it in the bag, and then he, with you, will head up the hill. But he is not leading the way. He waits for you to walk, tells you to walk in the direction he tells you to, and expects you to do likewise. And because of the failure, he's also going to demand that Catherine hand over the bag of guns.
I mean, is he gonna be able to carry all this stuff?
He's very.
She's barely able to carry that bag, and he's got my medical bag and that bag.
He looks very formidable physically.
He just woke up and
But
being
he,
knocked
yeah,
the
but
fuck
say, can I hit him?
If you
I'm
want
like-
if you want a violence, you can, but just keep in mind he is taking you up to the factory, which is kind of where you want to go anyway.
I know, but I don't want him having my bag of shit either.
Okay, if that's
No,
the,
I'm not. No, it's fine, but I'm still gonna be mad about it, I guess.
Well,
and I'm gonna throw it at him too.
he
I'm
says-
gonna be like, "Here, shove
Okay,
it."
sorry. Let me phrase this differently because I think I said it wrong, and there's a choice here. I want to make sure that that's clear. So he says, if you are going to come with us, because these two need to go up, you will need to give him your bag. If you do not wish to come with them up, because remember, you're not. There's nothing for you
Doing
up there.
stuff. Okay.
She's going up because she's a journalist. He's going up because he's a doctor. You're just some person.
He's my protection. I already said that.
Yeah, but he doesn't give a shit about that because now you're my charge, right? So if she's basically given the ultimatum. If she goes, the bag goes to him. If she doesn't go, she can keep her bag and we're good. And no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Old.
Well, while you're
timey
doing that, I'm gonna look to
popcorn
Javier and ask
maker.
if you would like for me to come with you.
Metal
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna make you like go to the train station, so I don't really.
images.
Well, I mean, he didn't say I had to leave because I did let him search my
Oh,
bag.
A whirly pop?
Yeah. This motherfucker right here.
Oh.
It looks like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whirly pop, because you whirl
Ah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that.
I think it's actually like supposed to be the original That one is like a pressure cooker one.
Yeah, that's the ones we're looking at. So it looks like some sort
Okay.
of weird device, but it doesn't look like it looks like it's just a container, right? Whereas the bleed reader, it's like a tricorder, but like steampunk.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways to make popcorn.
Yes. And all of them belong inside of me. It's a popcorn inside me. I want them
Then none of them belong inside of me.
because they're corn. You would
Because
die.
they're corn.
So, do you wish to go, Catherine, or do you wish to stay? Keeping in mind, 2 of your other party members are missing, and
I know.
they're not going to be able to
That's-
be found without.
Me. Even though I'm not very good at finding things, I'm just good at hitting things. But I am gonna let them
Go.
go on up there, and I let them know that I will catch them after they've received their
Okay.
We're just
permission.
getting clearance.
So, some
Yeah,
time
absolutely.
has
I
certainly
was like,
passed.
I trust Elizabeth's way of talking to people.
Some time has certainly passed, right?
It's better than mine.
We've kind of moved past, it was early in the morning. You made your way over to the section of town, searching around for a little while. Then you kind of split up, did your things. There was those very short, brief elements, with a few minutes searching here, etc., speaking to the, sick individuals. And then you kind of broke apart. And then there's the long walk up the hill for some. And that's happening as you were kind of basically being interrogated in the middle of the street. And then you start your long walk up, and it's about the time that Alan and Nicholas you meet. And this is so they're kind of almost on their way up here. You do not know that, but what are you two doing once you reunite after Alan you break out of jail thanks to Olu?
Reunite.
Nah, I was literally gonna do that. Oh.
What do you do?
Hug!
You guys hug. Hug it out.
Hug it out.
They kiss.
They reunited, like the 2 of them are reunited? Is that what
Good,
Yeah.
boss.
Oh, okay.
Glad you made it out. How'd that happen?
We don't need to worry about all that.
You don't need
But
to
we need to worry.
What do you mean?
I got out. That's all that matters. Anyway, what happened? What happened in there?
You catch up.
Okay, we got you.
Look up. I done told you the mine there's something secret down in the mines.
It's definitely
In
the
the
goop
mines.
juice. And so you go,
This was
oh,
goop
the
juice.
goop juice. It's definitely what I think it is.
So we gotta go in the mines.
You're like, I just left there.
So, Alan, you would understand, and Nicholas may not be remembering that he is a part of a group. And another thing you're not
Not going
remembering,
to mines. He takes his gun out and just starts going.
And another thing you're
pause, hold on. Hold on a
not
second.
remembering
You don't
is
wanna
the
go in there, you're alone?
the light keeper who you left at the train station and didn't ask anything about the
Oh, shit.
entirety of the 3-hour session. I wasn't going to say anything until the very, very end, but I do want to
Definitely forgot
mention.
about that guy.
So there's a lot of your group that are missing. So again, Jonah, typical gung ho Jonah, the player, not the character, although he is a card, wants to just go into the dungeon, so to speak, and just be the hero. Do you wish to go with him, or perhaps maybe rein him in a bit?
Rein him in a minute. I'm gonna take his gun for one thing.
Oh no!
I'm a better shot anyway.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Oh my
He's a
god!
thief.
Not gonna.
You wouldn't have known it was coming.
I just saw it in your pocket, like.
Well, his hand,
Nice,
he's ready to
like,
go.
nice.
Remember, you just give me that shit.
So,
Hey,
are you
just because you got the pips and the thing doesn't mean you're better at it, okay?
are you two wishing to head down the hill and try and regroup with your group?
Is it getting dark? I'm
We
sorry.
will, but we'll try to
I
go
know
very
It's about midday. It's like a
We'll try to be
little
Oh, okay.
stealthy about it. We'll go back behind.
Okay. So then, what I will say is I want for you, Foxen, as representative of the already on the top heading down crew, to roll a d6, and then Joseph, I want you to roll a d6 as the representative for the on the bottom going up crew,
Boy.
and I need to see what we roll here. Okay, so you both rolled high. That's the important part. So, Alan and Nicholas, you spot them. This would be Pearl, Javier, and the mysterious law enforcement man heading up that way.
The one you smacked in the head.
Correct. They are
I
in
see.
the open. There are people kind of maneuvering about. You're not alone There's definitely people
I was gonna
around.
say,
it
there's our
present.
in. Fucking
But
go do
you
it
see
then.
him with those two. It doesn't look like he's accosted them, and it very much looks like Javier and Pearl, correct me if I'm wrong here, you two, are willingly going with him up the hill.
Although he has Javier's bag in his hand.
He has Javier's medical bag in his hand.
Right.
All right, Alan, give me the gun again.
But I'm acting like
He'll
I'm
walk out into the street
carrying the
full of
bag with
surrounded
me.
by
The guy who has zero
What's
strike
that?
wants to strike. And is
Hey,
fresh out of drive. He says,
shooting would be control, not strike. So
"Is that
Control
true?"
yourself, boss.
it says drive, shoot, or finesse.
Give me
Under
the
control.
That gun.
Okay,
You ain't getting the gun.
I guess that's true.
I
When
need
did you
we
become
have-
John Wayne over here? Hold on a second.
That makes
Do
sense.
we see him,
Wayne
or
Johnson.
does he just see us?
So far, it's their
Just
team
them.
has seen you.
Okay.
That's the man.
That's the
I
guy?
hit
That's the
in
one
the
you-
back of the head. That's
You knocked this guy out. What?
I knocked him out.
What?
I may be old, but I'm
Gonna grab his
springy.
arms. Like, where'd
May
that
be
come
old,
from?
but still.
I'm springy.
Didn't know you had it in you.
I still got it.
Okay, so are you doing anything or no?
Jesus
Are you having a hostile thought there, Nicholas? Like you're wanting the gun to shoot this guy? Is that right?
No, I wanted to hit him in the back of the head again.
Out in the open in front of
That's what
everyone.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
if
there
he
are a lot of
wasn't,
people.
if he wasn't walking in the middle of the street surrounded by people,
He's
I'd
having
have gone up and put the
hostile
gun to his
thoughts.
head and been like, "All right, he's our into the mines. Let's go."
My
All
God.
right. I have an idea.
Are you starting a fight, Jonah?
Since you're not
No,
starting
not
a
yet.
fight and you're just thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead.
No,
and
I'm gonna lay out the plan.
Go ahead.
We're in the back alley, right?
No, there's no alleys.
There's no
We're
alleys.
behind
Yes,
it.
you're in the open, aren't you?
We're just chilling beside a building.
Oh, we're not behind it.
We're like behind some barrels or something.
Oh,
We're over
shit.
here. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna try to manipulate him or try to get him to come arrest me by saying, "Hey, I hit you with the back of the head," and then I want
Oh, yeah, that'd be
Alan to be hiding,
No,
and then
And
when
hit
he
him in the
passes it,
there's no
hit him in the
cul-de-sac.
back of the
There's
head.
no,
He just walks out, waves at the guys.
you're not gonna be able to
walks
kite
back
him
and
into
walks back
like
behind.
a.
Can't kite him.
That's not how this
He's like,
works.
"Hey, you!" And
Alright.
chases after him.
All right, fair
But
enough.
determinately, you've had a hostile thought, right?
I did.
You feel like something in your pocket is like burning.
Mm-hmm.
You should get that checked.
And when you kind of look towards it, you would notice that the pocket in question is the one you secured the vial in with the bola tie in it.
Shit.
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 Go, shit. Shit, what?
Shit.
Out here in the fucking
I was just like, what do you mean shit?
Shit fire.
shit.
Pulls out his vial, he's burning.
It's like a 2-syllable word for some reason.
Yet.
Shit.
Shit.
Shit. Okay,
Where is silly? Goose
3 minutes. 3 minutes. I need to
I
get
believe in
Samantha
us.
back on
It's
track.
It's
So
on
if
fire.
you're not trying to accost him,
no,
so
no,
Elizabeth and Joseph, your characters move up that way. You do see them kind of trying to keep from being seen, and it doesn't look like your guy has seen them. He looks focused and determined, but remember, he is behind you, leading you.
Right.
Do you wish to do anything in response to this? Because you know that he will probably be able to recognize Alan. And the fact that Alan, from what you can see, has a handcuff hanging off of his wrist might denote that he...
I'm not that dumb. I'm not gonna stand there and like,
No,
oh,
you're...
hi.
Again, there's nowhere to hide because of the way you went. You're basically in a position where you can kind of maintain a good, distance.
Oh, I'm trying to be stealthy about it. I just walk down the hill like, oh, hi guys.
That's fine, but I'm just checking to see if Pearl and Javier want to do anything about it. Like, you see the
Distract
situation.
him. Quick,
Like-
Pearl, kiss him.
What?
The PDA makes people uncomfortable.
Why
Having
wouldn't
the
you say Javier
Black
kiss
Widow?
him?
Javier, kiss him. Just Alan
my
shouts
God.
it down the street.
Um,
Javier, you love him.
What the fuck, Fox? Why is anybody
Wow.
kissing anybody?
I
Jesus.
know, right?
I
Okay,
need to just-
At least he's
Why
not
don't you
smothering
kiss
people
him?
with pillows.
You're the one that wants the
She'll shoot
kissing.
me.
I mean, maybe, but the kissing will still happen. The thing you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Jerk.
What's still
I
happen?
just go running down the hill. I love you. Tackle him.
Okay,
Oh,
1 minute. 1 minute. Go
So,
ahead, Javier and Pearl.
That would be the perfect
Hold on,
plan.
Foxen. Hold on,
we're gonna
Foxen.
ignore those two, just kind of like looking around and kind of looking over. Not quite rolling our eyes.
Not quite,
Like-
but a little.
Like, great, you guys got out. More chaos. And look at the guy and ask him, so is there, so just for the future, there's a place at the train station to talk to them, or do we just go directly here, like trying to be a distraction so he
Yeah,
doesn't
you don't need to roll
talk too
anything
much?
because all I needed was the attempt. So he actually starts answering your question. He says, "We're taking you up to the factory. Inside the factory are the manager's office," and just kind of blathers on with the details of you. You're going to meet with the manager. They're going to speak to you and basically make sure you understand contractually that they have contracts with your and every single news company inside of New Fair, and you already kind of knew that. But you understand now that you're basically going to be going in as a representative of the place you work for, not as a
thought she was
representative of the
freelance.
Obscura.
I am freelance.
You
I
are
was about to say, I
freelance.
thought she was freelance.
You are
Technically.
freelance.
They don't
Though I
know
do
that,
have an
'cause you
offer on
because
the
you have a
table.
badge from your boss before, so
And
you
then-
are freelance, but you still have a badge.
Hold on, Foxen, chill. Just moving through. Okay, so done. You head up. Those two are allowed to, once you're clear, move past. Once they get back down to where they wanted to go, I'm assuming you're kind of searching for them, right, Catherine? But not
Can
like
I?
moving too
So-
far away.
I was about to say, like, I can see, because it's a hill, right? Like, they just
Yeah.
left and went up. I mean, I can watch them walk up the
Well,
hill, right?
there's a, like, if you look at the picture that's on screen, it's a little bit more convoluted than just that, right? Like there's high grass on the sides of the road. There's older buildings and some newer buildings. Like there's a bit more to the hill than it just being kind of like a flat piece of terrain. There's buildings and the like, so you don't see them directly, but after a fashion, if like while you're waiting, you're kind of moving around the space, checking to see if you can find them. And yeah, you're not just sitting out, right?
Right. Well, I was
Okay.
also going to see, since you mentioned something about the dude at the train station we left, if I
The
should go
light
let.
keeper would have kind of engaged you to kind of explore, right? And if you do go back to the train station at this point, then we'll leave it there. Your first encounter will be with the light keeper, and then Nicholas and Alan, your return will be probably after you see that Catherine's not where you would expect her to be, would be moving back to the train station as well. So the scene next session, the two scenes that we'll be engaging with will be Catherine with Lightkeeper, then the Alan and Nicholas will enter that scene about mid-stroke, and then Pearl and Javier's scene with
Crazy.
the mysterious managers of Radiance Corporation here in the town of Morden Springs. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next week.
Bye.